What's going on out there, everybody? We are finally back. And here we go. As you see, I got the youngin' in my hands here. And this is the quietest this little bitch has been for the past 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh, you just called your daughter a bitch.
She told her to shut the fuck up.
Oh my God. These are horrible. Oh.
Oh, God. No, but really, newborn life is not easy. So I'm sure there's going to be a moment of birth control for any teenagers that happen to pop in and see this journey at one point in the night here. Because as I said, it's the quietest she's been. And of course, it's because she's sleeping. Once she is done sleeping, she screams.
Once I take her, she'll lose her shit.
Once Daddy takes her, she'll lose her shit. Although she's been kind of cool with Daddy lately. As you see, we got Bobbit here with us on the call, and up in the corner, you can see a couple little bubbles here. Actually, since you're on camera, bring you down here. There's Trek.
Hey guys.
We also have Johnny and Bijou.
Hi.
And we have our special guest of the evening, little Miss Gina J.
Who the fuck booed?
How's you doing?
What do you think, booed, Johnny? Come on.
Freeze. Doesn't take a genius to answer that question.
Bobby, I'll sell your fucking rights to Drew.
Oh, God.
You better not.
Shots fired.
Just a bit. That's what this show's all about, apparently.
Right?
Oh, Lord. But yeah. I can see in the chat already there's one youngster. Danrex, you better be sure you're ready for a damn kid before you have a kid.
If you don't have a condom around, find cellophane.
Mm-hmm.
And now
Bubble wrap works well too, and at least if you hit a good spot, it'll pop.
Oh my God. Oh, so you get the satisfaction and the entertainment.
Exactly.
All right.
Everybody's grown up until bubble wrap appears.
You're sitting there going, ah!
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. So that's how this night's gonna go, apparently.
I'm feeling a lot better, so you already know it's going to be fucked up.
Oh my God.
Yes, we have our original Johnny Sinister back finally after 2-3 weeks now of being sick.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It got a little scary there for a minute. I thought I was going to die a couple times.
He listened to Nurse Gina.
Oh, about time you listen to somebody.
Oh, God. That's what's, that's the scary part is, the past couple of weeks, I'm sitting there fucking just trying to sleep it off and all that. Gina comes around, and this fucker, their sister, are like, you need to go do this. And I for whatever reason, usually I'm just like, yeah, whatever. If I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Because, honey, especially if you have a sore throat and a cough, the honey that shit works miracles. So I'm like, either drink tea with honey or just eat a teaspoon of honey.
Well, actually, what wound up really helping out is another friend of mine had mentioned Sprite, and so I had done the teaspoon of honey, and then I just drank a whole bunch of Sprite, and the next day I was feeling a lot better. But honestly, what the scary part was there the week after. I was having, the congestion was really bad, and the fucking inhaler wasn't, doing anything.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
And so I was thinking there are a couple times I was fixing to have to go back into the hospital, and then, but luckily, lucky me, too, they wouldn't let me off work, at all. So I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I stayed sick for so long is that I just didn't have enough time to recoup.
Yeah, I swear by my mom used to give me when I was little and I got sick, she would give me flat 7-Up. Like just shake the shit, like buy a 2-liter bottle and just shake the shit out of it and let all the fizz out. So I still swear by either flat 7-Up or flat Sprite when my kids are sick, especially if they have tummy issues.
Mm-hmm. What works with that also is room temperature flat ginger ale.
Yeah, see, I hate ginger ale. So
yeah, I know.
But you know what was funny? What was funny is that like where I'm at is there's enough stores that I go to like on a consistent basis that people know me when I go in there, like the cashiers and stuff. So I walk in there and I get me a fucking like Sprite, and the lady behind the counter goes, "Okay, you're fucking sick. Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm feeling a little bit bad. What gave that off?" She goes, "'Cause you got Sprite and not fucking Dr. Pepper."
Well, there you go.
Jesus, see, I used to drink Dr. Pepper like a sieve, and it literally destroyed my teeth. So I refuse to drink Dr. Pepper anymore.
Oh, that's probably what's wrong with me right now.
Yeah,
When
like
I'm sick, I
it's
drink Sprite
horrible.
or 7-Up. Yep, it's the only way to go.
I thought about it, but I like Dr. Pepper too damn much.
Oh, I get it.
You see, people sit there and say the Mountain Dew is going to destroy my teeth, and meanwhile, I still have pretty much all my teeth except for my wisdom teeth.
Yeah. Well, what my dentist told me was, see, like my downfall was 2 things: Dr. Pepper and Shasta Cola. It's like a generic cola.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
Shasta.
yeah.
Yeah, but my dentist told me that Dr. Pepper is actually the worst soda you can drink. It's literally the equivalent of battery acid on your teeth.
Look at there's 23 different flavors.
Right? Followed quickly by Coke, and then after Coke is Pepsi. But it's basically all of the dark colored sodas are really bad for your teeth, but the lighter flavor or the lighter colored ones, yeah, they're bad for your teeth, but as long as you brush, chances are you're not going to end up with like rotten teeth or anything from it.
Yeah, I think it's on the red dye number 40.
Welcome everybody.
Probably.
So welcome everybody to the Rotten Teeth Podcast. I'm kidding.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, Lord. As you saw in the description there, folks, we do have quite a few topics just to get things started. And, of course, with the baby, it's going to be an interesting evening, that's for sure.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Hey, Heather just told him that he has a voice.
Oh, God. All right, but to get things started, since you turned your camera off like a damn pussy.
He's got to go. Never mind.
Okay,
He
fine.
doesn't want
Let me
he doesn't
go-
want
let
us
me-
picking
let
on
me
him
fucking
because of his
go-
bedroom
Let me go
again.
fucking leak the lizard and I'll get on fucking camera. Yeah.
Oh, too much information.
That's the only problem with people like Gina and myself. Our imaginations, they work.
Right? Yeah, like just when
I'm offended by that.
JP said
You fucking take this fuck off.
JP says he's got to go, and then he's like, oh, never mind, and immediately my mind went south.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, shake it loose.
Oh, Lord. One topic I do want to start off with, other than the baby there, because as you most of you saw, I did start with the baby in my lap. I do want to start with WWE discussions here, because pretty much everybody on this panel here tonight either is, was, or will be a fan of the WWE and has watched it for many, many years, and they're going through the same kind of ideas and all of that JP and I are going through, and most of you in the chat have seen and heard us talk about on his show. But now that I got Raging Inc. running back again there, that's very up close and personal. Oh, but we're gonna sit there and bring this towards more of recent events, such as the audience is now the authority, and there is going to be massive change.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Bullshit.
Thank you, Bobbin.
Sorry.
As I take a sip of my beer here.
Hey, you know what? You're a mom to a newborn. You deserve it.
Exactly. What change has there been? Jake DeMarco put it out himself on Twitter. The best, dude. There's been 3 weeks of the same fucking bullshit.
And
Go ahead.
you know, Raw. Oh my god, I can hear myself. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. But anyways, okay, I can't hear anymore. But anyway, Raw this week. What the fuck was that beginning? Like, I can see that they're trying to change it, but what they're doing is not working. That's not what we asked for.
When you want to know something, you want to know what I've noticed as well, and I'm sure you've noticed, and Johnny has noticed if he's gone back since he's gone back and watched. They go from one segment directly into another one, just completely foreshadowing the one that happened before.
The only
Yeah, and
change-
that's kind of what happened on Monday night, you know, because like when you start out the show, it's just like this huge brawl,
And
you're
then
like, what the
John
fuck-
Cena walks out. It's like,
Yeah,
What?
like, what the fuck is going on? And then all of a sudden they start fighting, like they come down fighting again, interrupting John Cena and Drew McIntyre, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like in the
You got-
meantime, literally no one has explained what is happening.
and you got
know.
Leo Rush out there screaming on the mic, we want action, legal action. Honey, sit down, shut up. We don't want to hear
Right.
you anymore.
The only change that there is by God, Mustafa Ali is on SmackDown. That's the only change that I have seen.
Which I love because I've been very adamant that I wanted to see I want to see the 205 live stars go, all of them. I want to see them on Raw and SmackDown, like interchanging.
I want to see them
Shows?
integrated.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you know, they have their show on 205 live, but in the same sense that, like, let's say, I don't know, TJP wants to go and fight for the Intercontinental Championship. He should have the right to be able to go and fight for it.
Well, look at back in the day. It used to be that they were allowed to go for the world title if they wanted.
Exactly. I mean, Rey Mysterio, he's a cruiserweight technically.
Well, he was a
but
cruiserweight
he
back
was
in the
a
day
world
at 220.
champion. Yeah, but I mean, you know, he's a world champion, and
Exactly.
he's what, 5'2"?
Exactly. And look at Finn Balor. He was the first
Mm.
Universal Champion.
I really like to look at Finn Balor.
I'm just now noticing I've literally got the full-on Amish beard thing going.
Yeah, you need to get yourself a little comb there for it and straighten it out.
Have you seen what this thing looks like if I comb it out?
I'm assuming ZZ Top.
I sit there and I swear to God, I look like something off of Devil's Rejects. Hang on, actually, you know what? What fucking...
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's whatever they're doing. It's not working, and it just seems it's coming off like a jumbled up mess to me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch last week, and I only watched maybe 15 minutes of the show of Raw this week before I fell asleep. So I haven't even watched SmackDown, so I have to do a lot of catching up to do. But
I will say this, and a lot of people, I know Gene will, like, I don't like that guy. The only segment that was any good on Raw was the Hulk Hogan
Tribute to Mean Gene.
tribute to Mean Gene. That was actually pretty cool because he didn't come out there and it wasn't about him. It was about Mean Gene. I like that.
yeah, I did like the Mean Gene, because I did see that before I passed out. I think I passed out like right after that. I did like the tribute. I hate Hulk Hogan, but
He did a good
regardless,
job
like
for the
yeah,
situation.
regardless, like JP said it, he did a great job. He came out. It wasn't about him. It was about Mean Gene, which is exactly what it should have been about. I didn't really like the positioning that they put it in. Because it
Yes.
was literally right after that huge what was it, a 6-man tag match?
Yep.
Well, that
But-
stemmed from the brawl that started
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, so personally I thought that maybe they should have started the show with the Mean Gene tribute. That, and I think that they should have had Hulk Hogan announced and came to the ring prior to the tribute that they put up for him. Like, have Hulk Hogan in the ring, or even
Yes.
just have him enter dark. I mean, I know he's Hulk Hogan, and he's still gonna get like those huge pops and stuff, but there was points after that he could have initiated the huge pops. You know what I mean? But
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't like the way they exited it. They should have done Tutti Frutti.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if they have the rights to that.
See, this is what happens.
It still looks better.
What?
His beard.
I thank you. Hold
I'm
on.
completely throwing everything off. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
God, you remind me of someone, Johnny, and I don't know. I cannot think of who it is. Actually, I want to say Fred Durst when he grew the beard. But,
Kinda, yeah. Especially with the hat
Yeah.
backwards.
right?
Well, considering everybody had a fucking hat on, I wanted it to be a little different because everybody had their hat forward, and now I see fucking Bobby did it.
Yeah.
But at least you didn't put it sideways, because that signals somebody's appearance.
Oh God.
Mhm.
My kid does that because like Austin, he's a big joker, right? And so he's grown up in a house full of estrogen, you know,
Mhm.
so he has absolutely no problem acting like he is gay. He is not gay by any means, but he has no problem acting like he is. So he'll run around and he wears his sister's like pink hat and shit when we're out in public, and I'm like, stop it. I know you're joking, but they don't.
You know what? Yeah, no, you know what? Actually, that's kind of fun. That's kind of funny you put it that way. Cause see, I grew up similar. I grew up around my mom and my sister and my grandmother, and pretty much granddad was the only other male in the house.
That's the same with Austin, yeah.
And so now when me and my mom go shopping, she can't fucking take me anywhere because the last time we went shopping, I literally got us kicked out of a store because I went in and I immediately went over to the bra section
Oh my God, Johnny, my son is the younger version of you. Oh,
and I'll sit there and went, Mother, I don't know if this is gonna fit me right. I think I need a smaller cup.
oh my God. Yeah, you two would get along really well then because that's the exact same personality that Austin has, and it's hilarious. But you know, even so, I don't know what got me on this topic. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Hey, whatever we talk about, we talk about. I don't care. You know
Right?
this.
we go from WWE to my son acting like he's gay. Like what the fuck?
And to
Oh
think
my
that'll
God.
stem from me mentioning Bobbit turning his hat sideways.
Right? Oh my
Oh
God.
no.
Yo.
Oh, there he
Oh
is.
God.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, I'm not drunk
Can we-
enough yet, Bobbit. Give me a second.
Can we shoot him? oh my God.
But yeah. Johnny, what's your thoughts on this whole change the WWE is going through? From what
There
you're
is
hearing
no
from us.
change. There really isn't. It's the same fucking fuckheads at the top that it's been for the past 6 months.
Agreed. And that
It's
goes
been-
even for the women.
What change?
They keep on pushing, like they keep on acting like they're gonna push Drew McIntyre to the top. And I mean, JP and I kind of discussed this a little bit through chat the other day. I fully think that there's no one in WWE that is quite ready to take over that number one position, like the face of the company. But if there's anyone, then it's got to be Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But yet they're not pulling the trigger. I don't.
I
they
think
keep
they're
on-
afraid to because there are still people around like you, Johnny, myself, Bobbit, Trek. We remember 3MB.
I can get- I
yes,
can look
we do.
past-
Unfortunately.
I can look past the 3MB thing, though. I really can.
And then there's people in the chat like Alpha who remembers the Chosen One gimmick as well.
Right. Well, see, this is the thing. Is a good example of this. Look at Jinder Mahal. I mean, granted, his title run wasn't that great, but when that first promo that he cut, when he became number one contender, was actually a good promo.
Right.
And then
And
they
you're
did-
sitting there thinking, Okay. Hey, you weren't thinking 3MB at that point.
Yeah, but then now look at what they did to poor Ginger too. I mean, I was never really a big Ginger fan, but what they did to him, they basically used him because they wanted into India.
Exactly.
They wanted the door
Yeah.
into India,
and
and
India hated the Great Khali.
And he's
exactly. So
Canadian.
they used Jinder Mahal in order to push that door open, not just India, but to all of the Middle Eastern countries.
Exactly.
But he's
And then
Canadian.
as soon as they got what they wanted, Ginger's put on the shelf.
Well, you know what I thought is funny is people may disagree with me, but ever since the Crown Jewel thing, they have really took a hit since then.
No, I told you.
Well,
yeah.
Well, and the sad part is they really haven't learned their lesson about that because money's still top priority for them because there's already 2 more deals in the works for 2 more Saudi Arabia trips this year.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Yep.
They're the deals for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I mean, I can't say I blame them, because they're a corporation. They have to look out for the corporation first. I understand that completely, but
you also gotta look at it this way, Jan. They are in effect exacting change as well over there because Renee Young was there working.
oh yeah,
And she was uncovered.
and that was a ridiculously huge step for over there. I mean, I know that the prince over there is trying to change things as far as like women's rights and stuff go. Like women are allowed to drive now over there, and things like that. But I think it really sucks because like that was completely overshadowed by what had just happened in Saudi Arabia.
Well,
So-
and see, the problem with that whole situation is, like you said, he fought for, he got the deal to where the women could drive, but yet, not too long before, just right after that, they arrested women that were part of an organization that fought for it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but oh, sorry.
no, I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
So, like, I get it. I understand that, them going over there is a big step. Great, kudos. I just wish they were steps that weren't mired in bullshit that went. Because once you start peeling back the layers, it's almost like there's a fucking nice ass rug, and it looks pretty, and you're doing everything you fucking can to make it that much better. But as soon as you fucking lift it, there's the fucking dead body.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing with this Saudi. I think what you're seeing, I think what a lot of people have an issue with is the hypocrisy of it. And, me and Heather had a really good discussion about it, of this one, because, a good argument, and it is right, that America does go to them for oil.
Mm-hmm.
And while that is true, and if we really like I was one of those that was around the time I stopped watching WWE because I was like, I can't support this.
Yeah.
And my thing is that if I had a viable alternative, I wouldn't purchase gasoline. Or I wouldn't purchase gasoline that I knew came from there. But that's what the government and your big old companies, that's where they get it from. And they have not released a viable economical alternative to that.
Oh
When
god,
you
this is
grow
the
it right
environmental
here in
shit.
Wisconsin.
Somebody stop me before I go. No, I agree with you, Johnny, to a certain extent. It's just there are solutions out there, but like in order to get electric cars or solar cars or anything like that, there's still a lot of money, so they're still not
Well, that's-
viable for the most normal
That's
person.
what I mean. That's what
And-
I
There's two
Prior-
other options.
Prior to, and I am not a Trump basher at all. I voted for the guy for crime and outlaw sakes, but prior to President Trump taking office, there was actually a thing with the EPA where they were going to attempt to push more for those type of cars because the carbon imprint is ridiculous in the United States. But as soon as Trump got in there, like Trump doesn't believe in global warming, and he does not believe in the EPA. So like he put a significant cut on the EPA. So they weren't able to push that. Now, personally, I think that is the dumbest fucking move you could possibly make, because even if you don't believe in global warming, the EPA is responsible for like environmental protection of this country. So without the EPA, you have like hazardous waste materials and all that shit that is just able to be dumped anywhere.
Which comes a lot from those electric cars.
Yeah.
Well, like, I think, you know, like, for me personally, like, especially when it comes to the global warming thing, I'm one of those that I fully believe in climate change. I mean, it happens naturally. The one thing that I don't think that we can ever have realistically been able to prove is how much of a detriment that man is having on it.
Oh, you can prove it. It's been proven.
But
110%. It has been proven. Like, I went to school for this. Like, I didn't go for it, but I had a lot of classes in it. And the research out there is it's pretty remarkable, because, like, you can tell the carbon footprint of everything that man has left behind. But in the same sense, it's like, what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean?
I will say this though, there's when you break it down to, you know, we should have electric cars because they'll break things down. No, it's not going to change that much because of the fact that you have those batteries in those electric cars. At most, they'll last you 10 years. So you have to replace that. That's $2,000 for each of those batteries.
Well, and not only that, but where are you going to put the batteries afterwards? Like just what I was just saying with the hazardous waste. Like China, actually, the United States was sending all of our batteries from like our cars and shit over to China. That's one of the reasons why China's as like polluted as it is.
Well, and here's another thing about like, especially when you're looking at batteries, and I would know a little bit something about it because part of my job, I'm supposed to look at what is the hazard, and that determines the type of an extinguisher. And for lithium batteries, you have to have what's called a Class D extinguisher, which is used for magnesium fires. It's very, very dangerous and very volatile stuff. And so, whereas, like, I'm looking at from my, like, when I look at that stuff like that on what would be more dangerous, more hazardous, oil or the battery, I'm looking at from the standpoint when I go to put in an extinguisher for like the potential of an oil spill or a gasoline spill, 9 times out of 10 the code will call for an ABC, your general multi-purpose fire extinguisher. But when I'm dealing with lithium batteries, it calls for and we're not talking a cheap, not something you can just go buy at the store. We're talking a very expensive, specialized extinguisher designed specifically for that type of fire.
Yeah. Personally, I think like the best bet that they would probably have, as of what we have right now, anyway, is probably like the solar cars. But then you have to worry about, okay, well,
Actually,
like, what if there's no sunlight?
Thinking about it, and the fact that I watched the Science Channel way too fucking much when I was back in New York, there's 3 other options.
Really?
Yes. You have hydrogen.
Oh, yeah.
Which they will never allow.
Yep, because it's explosive.
Yeah.
Biodiesel. Which
Well,
you can go to
biodiesel-
your local restaurant and buy their used oil fry oil and turn
Okay,
that into
it-
fuel.
You can do that.
Okay, you know
for
what?
your
I'm
car,
down for
not
that
have to
though,
make
because
that much
if it,
difference to your car.
like, I'm down for that though, because like if the air can smell like French fries, I'm awesome. Like,
Exactly.
But here's the thing. They will never allow biodiesel, and I'll tell you why. There was a man that actually invented a viable way to use it was basically using corn oil.
Yeah,
Like
that
the
was-
85?
that's the third option. Pure ethanol.
yeah,
Pure corn, he developed a way where it was so cheap he could run off of it, and the government shut it down because it would impede on the oil industry. There's actually a fourth viable option, and it's something that they really started experimenting with. Is hydro, pure
oh
water,
yeah, like water power, yeah.
water powered. I had a buddy of mine. He's disabled, and he drove a truck because that's what was easiest for him to get in and out of.
Mhm.
And he had a deal where like he could speed up using a fucking little deal on the wheel instead of
Yeah,
having
my
to
friend
use
liked
his
it,
feet.
but
Well, the truck was the easiest thing for him to get in and out, and one where he could store his wheelchair easily. But it ate gas. What he did is he converted it to where it ran off of water as well as gasoline. And it shot and it all comes down to this: the amount of times you would have to fill up, or the amount of times you would have to go to the pump, because his gas mileage went from 18 miles to the gallon to 50. Just by putting in a kit that converted some of the gasoline and using water. And that's what the issue is. These alternatives that we have to oil and gas. Number one, a lot of the alternatives like electricity still runs off of oil.
Right.
well, you know the thing is, this
Guys.
kind. What?
I have
Wow.
breaking news.
What's
What's
up?
up?
They have found Jamie Kloss.
They have found her.
Is she alive?
No.
Oh no, that's too bad.
That's
I'm lost. To what?
Jamie
It's a little
Claus,
girl that
who's
came
a
up.
girl whose parents were shot and killed up in Barron County
Oh no.
here in Wisconsin, and she was missing for 87 days.
When did
I tell you what really pissed me off, because we had it happen here. I don't know if you guys maybe seen it on the news because it got media attention. There was a little girl, 7-year-old girl, that got shot here in
Yes.
Houston.
Yeah.
The initial description was a white guy in a red truck,
Yeah.
and they initially started going hate crime, hate crime, hate crime. Turns out it was a black guy doing a gang job.
Of
Yep.
course.
She is.
Gina,
Yes.
she, correction, she was found alive. She was still in Wisconsin.
Wait, so she is alive?
She's alive.
Yes.
Where at in Wisconsin, did they say?
Douglas County.
That's down by
Wait.
us.
Well, damn.
Wait a minute. So if she's alive, was she kidnapped or did she run away?
I don't know. It says a suspect has been taken into custody.
So it sounds like
Okay.
she was kidnapped.
Yeah. Well, because I was just trying to figure out if it was one of those things where she was kidnapped and they killed her parents, or if like it was one of those things where she was dating, like, let's say, an older boy,
Right.
and the older boy killed her parents.
Because her parents said no.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause, I mean, that's happened before, but
Yeah.
actually they made a Lifetime movie based on a true story over that. Love Lifetime movies. But anyways, yeah, we got way off topic.
Hey, I started this show with the premise of just ranting and raving, and these are topics to rant and rave about. So.
Exactly.
Oh no! Come on now.
Well, I thought y'all would want to hear that since we've been paying such close attention to the case and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Bob and I would send Drew a message with that too.
Yeah,
I sent him a text message.
cool.
Okay. But I forgot what I had a point with the oil ship, and I can't remember what we were talking about with that. So, anyhow.
Well, it's the alternatives. I mean, and Trump is a huge supporter of the farmers. So corn oil or ethanol, as it's called, would be the best alternative because of the fact that we grow it here and it will not impact our food sources that much.
Well, and you know the thing is, I love that idea too, because I am kind of sick and tired of having to rely on other countries. Like, don't get me wrong, I believe in import and export, but I want the country to go back to the way it was in like the 1940s, 50s when we still had factories here and stuff like that, so that we had jobs here. There was American-made products. Very, very seldom do you ever see anything that says made in America anymore.
Unless it's beer.
And here's something that a lot of people don't really remember is when we went into the Great Depression, it was not long after we just got out of World War I.
Right.
Yep.
And we got into World War II, and then we kind of stopped. But if you notice that the times when America seems to does the best is when we cut ourselves off from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's people may not like that, but that is what the case is. Historically, that's what it's been. So if we're going on hot button issues,
Well, because it all feeds in together with this. We need to be more reliable on ourselves via the oil and all of that. We need to better protect our own people, and not just by crime. I mean also by the foreclosures on homes, which is skyrocketing. I am a victim of that as well with my father. We lost our home my father was raised in that house. And we lost it because the bank said we were not paying enough. Fucking tell us how much we need to fucking pay you then. Don't sit there and let the interest build up because we're not paying you enough to cover it.
Right? There's a lot of shit that we need to work on in America, but I honestly think that Trump is trying to. It's just his tactics are not good. Like he met with the Congress and stuff again today, and he ended up leaving that meeting like a toddler throwing a temper tantrum. It's exactly what he looked like.
Fair,
And I was like,
Nancy Pelosi was also to blame with that.
and I'm not, like I said, I am not trying to blame Trump for all of this at all. Like, I voted for the dude, but I'm just saying, like, when you're president, I understand that he wants to stand firm, but you can't be acting like a child that doesn't want to lose their way. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be willing to work.
But see, even that is in question because there's conflicting reports on that.
Exactly.
See, what I heard about it is I heard about the fact that he slammed his hand on the table and all that. But then if you look at what happened right after, Mike Pence and at least 5 other people are sitting there saying, no, he asked Pelosi point blank,
am I getting my wall?
If I open the government, will you work with me on the wall? And she said no. And he just said, okay, I guess you're not ready to fix the problem yet. And he walked out.
Yeah, I mean, but I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand his point of view. I do. And whatever, the wall is another complete subject. But all I'm saying is that, like, he has to be a little bit more negotiable if this is going to be solved.
But that's the whole problem. How can you negotiate with somebody who sat there and just 6 years ago was very happily voting for these things to be put into place?
That's true.
And now all of a sudden, because Trump wants it, oh, no, we can't have this.
Yeah. I mean, apparently he walked in.
handed out candy.
He walked into the meeting. He said, "Is any of this discussion going to involve us even thinking about doing a wall? Is the wall in any of my discussions?" Nancy Pelosi said, "No, it is not." He got up and walked out. Why even negotiate with somebody that's not going to give you any leeway?
Well, and you would think that the wall would be the one thing that they wanted to talk about because that's the issue. Like, that's why the government is shut down right now. But I mean, the only reason I'm not trying to place blame on Trump at all, but I want this to be solved because, like, right now, okay, take this for example. All of the public what do you call those? Like the rest stops on the side of the interstates.
Right.
They're shut down right now. Okay. So with those being shut down, truckers and stuff are having to park in like parking lots and stuff. In some, like there's some of the rest stops that have open parking where they can still park there.
Right.
But for the most part, these restrooms and stuff they're shut down. So the bathrooms are shut down, all that stuff. So these trucks are having to park in store parking lots, gas station parking lots, yada, yada, yada. Well, they're having a problem with it. But where are these truckers supposed to park? Like, there's nowhere for them to park, use the facilities, yada, 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 when they're on the road. If they can't do this, then we can't get the products across America that we need to get moved.
And not only that, the attendants that work those stations aren't getting paid.
Exactly. So, like, it's like, I just want this to be solved just because it's having a cascading effect that is affecting a lot of other smaller branches off of just this government issue.
Well, I will agree that, I feel sorry for those people. I really do. And I'm not taking away from the fact that they are having a hard time. But I also know that, the thing is, Trump has tried to negotiate with them. He has tried. And the thing is that they're still mad over the fact that he won. They don't want to budge on it. And, whether people want to call it like a fake crisis or not, people are dying because of people crossing the border illegally. And, I don't want to see anybody suffer, but, this could have been handled a long time ago, and he has. I mean, because this is why I'm not so hard on Trump on this, is because, during Christmas break, he didn't take off. He stayed, he worked, he was trying to come up with a deal for these people. And what was Nancy Pelosi and what was all these Democrats doing? They were, Nancy Pelosi's in fucking Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing, for them talking about people, and this is the thing that I don't understand, is they're sitting there crying and being all upset that these people are not getting their paychecks. Well, then hand over your paycheck then. You're still getting paid.
It's not that easy. It's a different.
I understand it's not that easy, but
well, here's the explanation, and this is what people don't understand. It's a different pot of money. Like me, I'm not in the government shutdown because the money that the pot of money that comes for me is not involved in that. Now, the Department of Homeland Security, that is within that pot of money that they're, you know what I'm saying? So that's why they're not getting paid.
Wait, so like with the Department of Homeland Security, if they're shut down and not being paid, then are like the border security still there?
Yes.
No.
Last news report I heard.
Well, they're working but not getting paid.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, if they're not down there, then who's stopping that caravan from coming across? Because from what I understand, that caravan is still down at the border of Mexico.
Yeah, it is. But according to Pelosi, it's all fake. They're not there.
Everything's fake.
Oh, of course, everything's fake. Like it's just so dumb. All of it's so dumb, and it's
her fucking statement of "I reject your facts." Bitch, they're facts. You said it your goddamn self.
Well,
Well-
and here's the other thing. If it was really, I heard it today. The realistic number is 30% of the government is shut down. 30%. The post office is still running. You're still getting your mail. I believe the food stamp and all that stuff is still running. Now the only one that I don't know about, I heard today that what I was initially hearing is not true. But I did initially hear that with the shutdown that people wouldn't be getting their refunds right away.
If it continues on through tax season, they can be affected.
They could be affected.
Is that why the W-2s haven't come out yet?
I usually
Well,
don't get
they-
mine
they're
until
not gonna
February.
come out
Not
till
their
the 30
shutdown.
I usually don't get my W-2s until February
Yeah,
anyway.
they don't come out until
Okay.
January.
Cool.
And you
Wait.
will get your income tax returns. That whole myth that the Democrats want to tell you that you're not, it's not true.
Well, and that's what I hate about this. Like, the Republicans and the Democrats are fighting against each other so badly, and I'm just like, fucking squash your differences already, because this is affecting everything.
That's the
And,
whole problem. They are all
yeah.
children.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, it's really annoying that they can't even agree on the smallest things. I mean, like, was it last year? No, it was a couple years ago when Obama was still in office. If you remember, they were hung up on a farm bill.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what's the fucking problem? Like, you need to pass this farm bill in order for us to, like, the price of seeds to go up, in order for farmers to be able to, like, plant their crops and stuff like that. What's the fucking problem? Like, just pass it. Who cares?
They got
Whether
to bicker
this
back and
person-
forth about everything.
Exactly. So, like, we were on a partial government shutdown for, like, 2 or 3 weeks at that time because of a farm bill. It's like, they're fucking children, and if they want to fix, if they truly want to fix this country and get it back to where it can stand on its own 2 feet again, then they need to work together.
They do it, and unfortunately, most of them don't know how. And unfortunately, most of them are led by Nancy Pelosi, who is the biggest child of them fucking all.
Right.
I mean, I remember when the fucking shootings started happening. What was the first thing she did? She sat her ass down and filibustered on the floor, surrounded by armed guards, saying, "Oh, guns are
Wow.
bad. Honey, you want to
Yeah,
take
you
a
got
look
armed
around?"
guards. Yeah, it's the whole thing is just ridiculous.
She is one of the fucking dinosaurs that need to be kicked the fuck out of Congress.
Well, but then you got fucking stupid ass bitches like that Cortez chick.
Oh, she's not just stupid, she's a socialist.
Well, that's what I mean. She's basically Bernie Sanders with tits. I'm dead serious. She's Bernie Sanders. She's Bernie Sanders with tits.
Oh my.
We need not only a smarter government, but also smarter voters. I'm sorry to say it, folks, but
And we need to, I mean, there was just recently, I can't remember what congressman it was, but there was actually a congressman that was pushing for a two-term maximum
yeah,
for Senate
Ted
and
Cruz.
Congress.
Ted
Ted,
Cruz.
thank you, Ted Cruz. But I agree with him. Like, it's time to get rid of these congressmen and senators that have been in there for fucking 50
20
years
years,
and they're
right?
95 years old, you know? It's
and
time to
still
get rid of
thinking
them.
of the
and-
1950s.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
And another issue, and it's not a popular opinion, but I used to not agree with it, but I'm starting to agree with it. They need to raise the voter age.
That's part of it, yes.
They really do.
First of all, what they need to do, and one of the things, if I was Trump, what I would have done immediately was I would have cracked down on the amount of political shit and political influence that a college can actually exuberate on its students. Because when I was in school, during the election, the day that Trump lost was the fucking most ridiculous shit I have ever heard, because here was a whole bunch of 22, 23-year-old babies that needed fucking time
Coddling.
to feel their emotions, and they're bawling on campus. I'm like, it's a fucking election. Get over it. You know, and my teachers, I had a teacher that threatened to fucking fail me for a class if I voted for Trump. Guess what? I went back the next day after he won, and I told her flat out, I voted for Trump. Fail me. Let's see what I do.
Well, you know what's funny about that whole thing is, and this is what's very telling to me, is that when Obama won, you didn't see this shit from Republicans. You didn't.
No, they were upset, but like, I mean, they
didn't
But
have
not
full-on
this
riots.
not this fucking mass hysteria. And
Well,
granted, I don't agree with Republicans on everything. I think some of the shit that they come up with is the most stupidest shit that you can ever think of. But I will give them one thing: at least they lose with dignity.
well, the problem is we live in a victim's mentality kind of world these days. Everybody's a victim. Everybody wants to play the victim, and everybody thinks that they have every right to play the victim. Look at the Me Too movement. I mean, that started out as something great, but look at what it turned into.
Yeah, and people like Whoopi Goldberg and Neil Patrick Harris are making it a joke.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like it started out great. I mean, they were finally getting attention brought to sexual harassment against both men and women. It was finally work harassment was being brought to light, rape was being brought to light, all of that stuff was being brought to light, and then you had people like Alyssa Milano that come in and just, it was it Alyssa Milano or was it Rose McGowan? I know Rose McGowan was in it, but Rose McGowan kind of took over as like the head of that movement, and like shaved her fucking head to make her look like a weird extreme feminist, and that was when I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, I only have one thing to say to the two of them, and I can do it with sign language.
What's that?
Yeah.
Wasn't even paying attention.
Well, the
I'll see it on
problem,
the
The middle
second.
finger, probably.
well, the thing is what you started to have happen is the same thing that happens all the time. Is you had a bunch of false accusations and frankly stuff that does not constitute as harassment.
And honestly, those people should be in jail for it.
And that's what's happened. I mean, it's gotten so bad. I know CEOs, people that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, that will not be in a room alone with a woman. They won't hire women. The Me Too movement has effectively set women back at least 10 into 20
Thank
years.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. Like I said, it started out as something fucking fantastic, and then they turned it and they capitalized on it. Which, don't get me wrong, I know Hollywood, a lot of those fucking big timers in Hollywood, they needed to be shut down, but not in the way that they were.
And not to mention the fact that, and as my coworker who said it to me, it's an unpopular opinion. However, and Harvey Weinstein is a fucking snake. However, these women had the option to sit there and say, no, I will go to someone else.
Yes.
They had that option. They
They
decided
did,
not to
and
take it.
they chose to be used and all of that shit in order to. Now, the only way that I don't agree with that is if it's like Lindsay Lohan's case, for example, because she was a minor.
Right.
You know, I mean, she had no choice. Her mother set her up for that shit.
Exactly, which her mother should be in jail for that.
I completely agree.
Well, you know, and my thing is that whether people like to admit it or not, this all started when media started taking the role of the man.
Yes.
And started degrading what the role of the man is. And you know, this is my thing. Do I think it'd be a cool idea if I was sitting there married to a hot, rich girl? Oh, I had a couple kids, and she told me she wanted me to stay at home. You're damn right I'd stay home. I don't want to fucking work. Okay? I don't care. But here's the thing, is that the pendulum has swung too far the other way, is what essentially happened. We were at a point, I want to say around the 90s and early 2000s, where we were kind of at that happy medium. And now what you've had is they've systematically, you look at the commercial or you look at a TV sitcom, and what do you see? You have a smart, strong, wise woman, and Bill Maher, or of all people, fucking said it best. Every fucking sitcom is a woman that's smart, wise, funny, and charming, and then there's the dumb fuck lucky to have found her.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's touch and go for me, but
Because
I am a
shows like
big
Last Man Standing.
yes, I am a big believer in. As Heather and I say it all the time, we are feminists, okay? But we are original feminists. We are not today's version of a feminist. Like, we believe in equal rights, and as far as partnerships, I believe in, like, the male and the female being equal in a relationship, equal pay, all of that stuff. I do not believe in one person over another, including females over men. I have absolutely no problem, like, let's say I had a child with somebody and they wanted me to stay home. If I wanted to stay home, I would have no problem with staying home. Just because I'm a woman, I'm not supposed to be a stay-at-home mother. Oh, God. Like, no, fuck that shit. Or if he wanted to stay home, he can stay home too. Whatever. Like, I'll go to work. I don't care.
Right, well, I think it goes back to the deal that back like when we were growing up, everybody just kind of had a mutual respect for one another.
Right.
And that was the thing. It, like, you know, if you wanted to get I think the term now is, I think a lot of times, and not a knock on you two, because I'm not saying it's a bad thing that you guys call yourself like the original feminists, because that's the original feminism was a good wholesome thing.
Right.
But realistically, it's not actually feminism.
No, it's equalism.
It's
Exactly.
humanism. It's humanism. And if I had to describe myself, that's what I am. I'm a humanist. I believe in equality of both sexes. Because if you look, there's a trapping when it comes with feminism. Is if you look at the definition, there's no such thing as man in there. If you look at the literal definition of what feminism is, there is no mention of equality for men.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a knock on it. Like I said, original feminism had its purpose. But, like anything, sometimes you can outlive your purpose.
Right.
And that's essentially what happened with feminism. Now, this is what I would say. If original feminists, this was the mistake that feminists originally made. In my opinion, and I could be dead wrong about it, but this is where my opinion usually goes with F is feminist really should have been the first humanist.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name that they should have given themselves. Because let me just pull. So I'm not bullshitting people that are maybe in the chat.
And while you're looking it up, hey D-Moon, how you been, bud?
D-Moon, I miss you.
What's up, D-Moon?
Hey, D-Moon.
Yeah, everybody's saying hi, D-Moon.
Okay. The Googles. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to go to Google. I'm
The
gonna go
Google. The Google. You sound like
I'm
that old lady
gonna go
Snapchat
Webster.
that I sent before.
Okay. There's two. The theory of political, economic, and social equality of the sexes. That's the one they go with. But the second one is what the undertone is. Organized activity on behalf of women's rights and interests. So what it's saying is, yes, they do, but women's rights are first.
See, yeah, I don't
I'm right here,
believe
man.
any of that crap. Like it should be equality, and that's the same with like I believe the political views as well. I mean, like Democrats believe that they should be over the Republicans. Republicans believe they should be over the Democrats. You know, women believe that they should be over men, and men believe that fuck you. Like just everybody calm your tits a little bit. Bring it back down to fucking level playing field here and realize that everybody on this earth is equal. I don't care if you're a king or if you're living in the fucking gutter. We're all equal.
Sorry, we're talking about showing off this one again for D Moon. Because he's not met her yet.
She's the cutest fucking thing ever. I love her.
Moon.
So yes, as this one will grow up to learn, everybody should treat each other the way they want to be treated.
That is correct.
Exactly. Good God, she's so fucking
Exactly. She is.
Trek, stop being weird.
I miss the queen. My God, my ovaries are flipping right now. This isn't even cool.
Hide!
Yeah. I just have to keep on reminding myself, no, they turn into monsters. Look at my kids. My kids are good, but yet they're monsters.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the fashion shows with this one.
Oh God.
I'm
Whatever
waiting
you
for
do,
that.
Thanks, D Moon.
whatever you do, don't let her play a game called Roblox.
I am
No.
going to do. I'm hoping by the time she's old enough to know what those kind of games are, that phase will be gone and there'll be a different game.
God, yeah. Bella was never like this little fashionista thing until about 3 weeks ago or so. She discovered the video game Roblox, and after that, she's like, "Mom, we need to do a fashion show." And I'm like, "Oh my God, what
Yeah.
is this girl?"
Yeah. But and it all comes down to we all just need to take a breath, step back from any situation, and when it comes to, because basically with this Me Too movement, it brought out so many false accusations that
Mhm.
now the true ones are afraid to report it yet again.
Exactly, you know, or my biggest thing with that is sexual harassment. Yeah, okay, that's one thing because like sexual harassment, you can usually, depending on what your job is, you can usually deal with that pretty easily through the HR office.
Right.
Rape, on the other hand, that was my biggest issue with it because it was hard enough if being a victim of rape, let alone not having somebody believe you. And now with this movement, there's so many people that are out there saying that, oh, well, she's lying just so that, you know, she can get more acknowledgement or whatever,
She'll move
blah,
up
blah,
the
blah.
chain.
Yeah, and you know, what they initially started out to do with this movement actually backfired. I mean, because you see so many people blaming the victim, like blame the victim, blame the victim. That's the mentality that people have. They either want to play the victim or they want to blame the victim.
Exactly. And getting back to one of the topics of the actual show here, this is a problem with newborns. They don't care that you're doing a show. When they're hungry, they're hungry.
She won't eat from me. I tried.
And then, of course, she won't move her hands out of the way. And then she'll complain.
Wendy.
Oh my goodness!
We're all talking to Wendy. Look at what we baby comes on screen and we resort to melting.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that was an interesting conversation that spawned off of WWE somehow.
I know, right? But see,
Only
and the
with
way
this
we
group,
had
we could go from WWE to talking about the fucking
Fucking hucking.
No, like the funny part was
it's got fucking weather, the fucking politics, the fucking stupid bitches on Twitter, to my beard.
the funny thing was we literally went from WWE to talking about how wearing your hat sideways makes you look gay to
Hey,
whatever this was. Bob, and I love you.
Sorry, man.
But
I
it does
didn't
look
see
pretty
it.
gay. It does look pretty gay, man. I'm just telling you.
Oh my god. Bob it. I love you.
I mean, see, this show should show
Hey,
the
at
rest
least
of the
you don't.
fucking
Hey, at
world.
least you don't make love to pizza like Trek.
This is true.
Mhm.
But this show should show the rest of the fucking world right here and now. We had peaceful conversations of differing opinions. Why can't
know,
the
I
rest
think-
of us do that?
I think that the only time that I actually get really, really freaking heated during a conversation is if something sparks my shit, you know, because like then it's like, all right, then there's less, you pass the threshold of no return.
Right.
But otherwise, it's like, come on, we're all adults.
And I got a little tangent to go
Okay.
Oh no.
Do I need another beer?
on. No, but you know, I know that JP's probably going, "Oh my God, Johnny, why?" But there's a little fuckhead that decided that he was gonna fuck with one of my buddies.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
I don't have nothing to do with this.
And I'm just gonna clear something up. Did we pick on Trek a lot? Yeah, we pick on Trek a lot. Here's the thing, though. Trek is like family, and I can pretty much put it to anybody on this call and to most of the people in the chat that they would go to fucking bat for fucking Trek.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
And Jacob RP, you little pussy ass shit. Yeah, I am fucking calling you out because I don't give a fuck. The next time you want to fucking go run your fucking mouth to a guy that literally doesn't fucking do nothing to nobody. Well, I can't go, and say anything to you because you are a pussy and block anybody that actually fucking comes at you because guess what? You're just like those fucking other guys that can't fucking handle it when somebody plays their own game.
And this is why I have Johnny on my show.
Johnny gives no shits. Oh man. I don't know. This is another case scenario where it's like just if you don't like somebody, then mind your own fucking business.
Exactly.
You know, like you don't have to sit there and bash somebody. Like, does it make you feel good to bash somebody online? Do you really need that in your life?
I
Do you
mean-
have no other life other than to do that?
Not to mention, he used to come into JB's chat during his shows and be all schmoozy with everybody.
Well, especially since like Trek. Like Johnny said, Trek literally does nothing to no one. He is like one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my entire life. He would give you the shirt off of his back if you had nothing. We're all weird, JP. We're all weird. But
No, I used to make love to pizza, but that's okay.
that's okay though. You know, I hear that the grease on those pepperonis makes it extra slidey, so that's cool.
Oh my goodness, I think that's the best one we've had yet.
Exactly.
D-Moon, you stop bashing AEW, you son of a bitch. I see all those tweets. Still love you, but I...
D-Moon, why don't you follow me on Twitter, you fuck? I'm just kidding, I love you, dude.
Oh, good. Now he wants pizza. Like, really, D-Moon? I mentioned Trek fucking pepperoni, and you want pizza now. Okay. Cool.
Makes me wonder if he's pregnant.
Or wait a minute, dude. Or wait a minute, I think D-Moon does follow me. Hang on, I need to go find out. Does he follow me?
He calls him out for not following him when he does it.
He doesn't even know.
I don't know.
God.
Let's see, does D-Moon follow me?
Oh, my God.
D-Moon.
Speaking of AEW,
Okay.
Oh boy.
Heather,
Go right
did
ahead.
you like? No, this isn't my show. So,
Hey, you want to
well,
bring the topic? Go ahead. But AEW, yes, the new promotion just started by Young Bucks and the Cody with some investments, backers that are quite famous themselves. One of them being the owner of the Jaguars NFL
No, it's
team.
his son, but the investor is his father.
yeah.
Anyway.
No, you fuckhead, you don't follow me, you son of a bitch. Fine, you know what? I'll do the same. I'll send you a follow, you fuck!
There has been quite a bit of chatter about this company thus far. I will say this. I am in agreement with JP that it is not going to be better than the WWE. Right the fuck away.
Yeah.
People need to cool their jets. This is a starting company that doesn't even have a TV deal yet. And their third promotion, they are going to be giving most of their proceeds, aka most of their profit, away to charity. It's not very good business practice. I'm sorry to tell
Yeah,
you.
but I love it. I love it though. I mean, that just for me, and I completely agree with you. They're going to be nowhere near WWE caliber anytime soon. However, I love the fact that they're going to be doing half of the proceeds. Well, he said a portion of the proceeds, so we really don't know if it's half or. But I love that fact that they're going to be donating it to the victims of gun violence, because Florida has a huge problem with gun violence. So I think it's great, and that goes to show that they're in it for the fans and not for the money.
Right.
But again, you're running a business, so you have
That's
to think
just starting
smart.
up, and it's only your third
Yeah.
show. That's not even on TV.
They haven't even done a show yet. Let them. You never know, man. It might fall flat on its face. Now, I'm not hoping it does. It might fall flat on its face before a show even fucking starts. I mean, there's gonna be problems. It's gonna happen. Look at All In. The only problem I had with the show was that they had to rush the main event.
Yeah.
And that's bad. Was it a good show? It was okay. It was good. I was kind of entertained.
But again, because they booked themselves in their own matches, one of the matches ran over, therefore hindering the main event.
Yeah, and part of the other little tweak problems that I had is what storylines were they having? What's the storyline with, what are they gonna do? Because they have to start completely fresh.
Not really. I was just discussing this earlier. I'm not sure if you were in the room or not, but they did start this. They planted the seeds for the potential feuds that are going to erupt through the rally. You know, they had Joey Janela come out and attack MJF or MJF. Yeah, I always want to call him MJK for some reason, but MJF. And then they had Hangman Page and out on the stage, and Pac came and interrupted him. And then, of course, Chris Jericho debuted right after that. So you have those three in contention for the number one contender spot for the title. So they did plant the seeds for the feuds. Like I was telling Heather earlier, I have a feeling that they're going to wait until May 25th, and Kenny Omega is going to be a surprise for AEW. I don't see him leaving his friends, especially now that they have Chris Jericho on board. I don't see it happening.
Hangman Page, he might be a little overrated, Demo. I've only seen him wrestle a couple of times. I don't like Pac. I never did like Neville.
I love Pac.
I never did like Neville. Never.
But you're not a huge fan of the high flying stuff either, so
Not really.
but D Moon, if you like Pac, there are two matches coming up. One of them already happened, but I cannot for the life of me find it to watch anywhere. But Zack Sabre Jr. just wrestled Pac last weekend for Rev Pro, and then Rev Pro also in February coming up here, they have Pac versus Will Ospreay. So those two matches are ones that I really, really want to watch.
Okay. I'm not saying I won't watch it, but I'm not gonna go ape shit over AEW. I'm just not gonna.
I don't know. This is actually gonna be my first time watching Pac wrestle outside of WWE, so I don't really know what to expect because I know he brings a lot more.
He's not as
When he
limited
does-
in his moveset now.
Exactly. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, especially the Zack, because you guys know I love Zack Sabre Jr. Suzuki Gun #1 Marvin Wood. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what he actually does when he's not limited with WWE.
Right.
D Moon just said he heard there's problems with them signing Omega.
But he says, I heard there are going to be problems with signing Omega, and JPW will only work with him. Okay, so NJPW's not willing to let him go? Oh,
Yes.
but NJPW has no say-so in it. His contract is up.
At the end of the month.
Right. But as soon as that contract is up at the end of the month, they have no choice on where he goes. That's his decision.
Yeah, but then they can also decide to not work with AEW because he's
No, they're
there.
not working with AEW.
They've already said that. Yeah, they're not with them.
Which is bullshit. Like I'm sorry, but I really was hoping that they were going to work with them. But AEW is working with what is it? Is it OWE out of China? They're going to be working with them. I have a feeling that they're probably going to be working with ROH and well, they're obviously working.
No,
Well, they're obviously working with Rev Pro.
NJPW is working with Ring of Honor, and that's it. Ring of Honor's only working
Okay.
with NJPW.
But they're obviously going to be working with Rev Pro and Progress because, excuse me, not Rev Pro, Progress and Dragon Gate because Pac is currently the Dragon Gate champion.
Are you sure they're going to work with Progress? Because I think they're working with WWE.
Yeah, they are.
Who is?
Progress.
Progress.
Oh, okay.
Because that's where a lot of the
apparently a whole bunch of
stuff
shit
from.
happened this week that I don't know what I'm talking about.
WWE's been working with Progress for a long time.
And that's where a lot of the British wrestlers came from.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose. Whatever. I don't know. Somebody's working with somebody. I know for sure that the AEW did say that they are working with OWE out of China. They did say that they were working with certain Japanese female wrestlers, and they almost have to be working with Dragon Gate because Pac is with Dragon Gate right now, and he has the Dragon Gate Championship. And in order for him to be in AEW currently, they almost have to be working with them.
Right. But how important is that? It's not as high as Progress, right?
I don't believe so.
It's gonna look. I'm not sitting here saying that it's not gonna work, but you gotta give it. People can't. My issue with the whole AEW thing is everybody's like, they're gonna take over WWE just like that.
Yeah.
No. I tell you right now, and I'm gonna use this analogy, and I just want everybody to hear me out. Remember when Kurt Angle left WWE, went to New Japan? After he left New Japan, TNA signed him, and there was this big hoopla about it. And TNA was actually putting out good wrestling. I mean, they were putting out AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, all those guys, Kurt Angle. They didn't put a dent in WWE.
But that's the thing. WWE was also putting out good content at the time.
Yeah.
Putting out okay content. It wasn't great.
It wasn't great, no, but it was still good compared to.
It was better than what we have now.
And two, we have to look at this. Remember what happened. What happened the last time a company actually threatened the WWE?
WWE ran him out of business.
WWE ran them out of business.
But
They have to change the way they do things.
they have to
Exactly.
change the way they do things. And frankly, they have to be original about it because a lot of WWE success back then was copying what other people did.
Yeah.
They just did it better.
Well, the thing is that like they're doing that now. They're copying what I've seen in a lot of other promotions, but they're not doing it better. That's the problem. Like they're like I was just saying before, what the fuck was the start of this week's Monday Night Raw? Like that was a fucking chaotic mess. I mean, they could have at least had like Michael Cole say, okay, well, blah blah blah, and then kind of explain the situation of like what was going on, because for people like me who missed last week, I legitimately had no idea why the fuck Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley were fighting. Because I mean, it doesn't take a genius to
think
fucking
it was-
figure it out pretty quick, but
I think it had to do with the end of Raw the previous week.
yeah, it was something about like Seth Rollins interfered with Bobby Lashley's Intercontinental match and cost him against Dean Ambrose.
Yep.
But I didn't know that until like 15 minutes into the show. It's like Michael Cole should have been saying like immediately like, oh, this is what happened last week, in case blah 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 blah. Like they should have been explaining or at least saying something. It was like complete silence while they just fought in the back and onto the stage.
And then
The
John
most
Cena comes out.
awkward.
It's like,
Yes, and this is like the most awkward shit I've ever seen in my
It
life.
was a Trek.
Yes.
Kenny Omega did not say he was done in Japan. He said
Yes,
he
he
was.
did.
he's done
Yes, he
everything
did.
there is to do.
He's
that.
done everything there is to do, but he did say in that article, and I Gina knows what I'm talking about. He would like to face Tanahashi again. He just feels, and Gina, you can explain it a little better because you said something. Well, Tanahashi's of the old guard, and this is why I hate the old guard. Even in WWE, they won't let the newer talent fucking.
Which is exactly what happened at WCW, and it's exactly why everything went under there.
Yeah, basically Tanahashi, he's like the GOAT over there, everybody knows that he's their version of John Cena, only better.
Yes.
So basically Tanahashi believes that Japanese wrestlers should be the only wrestlers that are up on the top card.
Yes.
And therefore him and Kenny Omega did not get along whatsoever. Kenny Omega was obviously upset that he lost the championship to Tanahashi. He did say that he wants to
Work with
wrestle him again, or he would love to work with him again. But I think like the circumstances are going to have to change pretty considerably because like Kenny Omega had to pretty much claw his way to where he got to begin with, and Tanahashi was after him the whole time. Honestly, I think Kenny Omega would have probably never been world champion if Tanahashi would not have blown out his knee.
It's true. But
because
D1 is right. Kazuchika Okada has always been.
Oh my god, I love him.
Has always been. You could see it. If I want everybody, if you have New Japan World, or if it's on, it might even be on YouTube. I know that you do. I watched it today. When Shinsuke Nakamura wrestled his last match in New Japan, watch Kazuchika Okada.
Mm-hmm.
He essentially passed the torch to Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah.
Shinsuke did.
And Tanahashi's basically done the same thing as well. You see Okada and Tanahashi working together a lot more now, whereas like 3-4 years ago, those two were fighting against each other because Tanahashi wasn't ready to give up the reins.
Yeah, they fought 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
Which, by the way, are two of the best matches I have ever seen in my entire life. I think it was at WrestleMania 9.
Wrestle Kingdom 9 and Wrestle Kingdom 10.
God damn it, I said WrestleMania again. Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom 9, I think it was, the first time that they actually fought for the title. That match was... Yes. That match was unfucking believable. Okada was so young. It's just...
He was only 27.
Yeah, and you could tell too because he looked like a damn baby. I mean, he still kind of looks like a baby, but...
Yeah, it's just the Asian way.
I totally agree.
I was just gonna say, like, I really wish I was Asian. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you, D-Moon. Omega gets a lot of praise. And if it wasn't for Kenny Omega, I'm gonna say this now. If it wasn't for Kenny Omega, a lot of people wouldn't even know who New Japan is.
Right.
New Japan needs to give Kenny, and that's why they put the title on him. I think they said, here's our thanks for getting us noticed. Now get the fuck out.
Basically.
But Okada, by far, in my opinion, is the best wrestler in the world today.
I have to agree with you because no matter what match he is in, he has a way of making himself, like his attributes stick out, but he makes his opponent look so goddamn good. I mean, at All In, he wrestled Marty Scurll. And Marty Scurll, he's a great wrestler,
Yes.
but he is not on Okada level.
No.
Well, first of all, he's lightweight. He's not a heavyweight, hence the whole, like, 205 live jokes and everything.
I mean,
Right.
Isn't he only like 20 or 30 pounds lighter, or 30 pounds lighter than
Ooh.
Kazuchika? But he's 190 pounds.
I'm not sure, but I know that in New Japan, he is not heavy enough to qualify for the heavyweight division,
Right.
so he's in the junior division.
Yeah, so I think he's 190 pounds.
Yeah, which is why he kept on making the 205 live jokes to him on BTE, which was fucking hilarious. But yeah, I mean, he made Marty Scurll look so fucking good in that match. I mean, granted, they went over their time slot, which is why the last match in All In was so rushed. But Okada works magic in the ring. He really does.
Yes, he does. And
So-
I mean, but again, I think New Japan essentially used Kenny Omega to get noticed. It worked.
Yeah.
Now, Kenny Omega is going to be leaving New Japan. They're going to be coming over here WrestleMania weekend.
Mhm.
They had better have all their ducks. They better have their ducks in a row.
Mhm.
Even though they're working with Ring of Honor on this G1 Supercard. Because if they don't and they fail, New Japan will fall right back to where they were.
And I do want to touch on something that Arushinshu just said in the chat. That's not exactly true.
No, because they've always been in America. They just haven't been as
As
widely known.
noticed.
Yes.
Right.
They have a
And
dojo in San Francisco that Finn Balor trained at.
I'm not gonna lie, I had no fucking clue that they had that until you guys told me. Because, like you just said, most of us didn't know that until Kenny Omega and all of the, like, more Canadian and American talents started going over to New Japan.
I always knew
WCW
about it.
WCW had a contract with New Japan.
Masahiro Chono
Thank you,
actually
D-Moon.
was Masahiro Chono, who, if you watch New Japan, he's the guy in the sunglasses on the commentator stand on the Japanese commentary. He was in the WCW. They had a pay-per-view, and it's Starrcade 1994 or 5, and they did like a cup, like a World Cup thing with New Japan. It was WCW.
So their World Cup was actually the actual world wrestlers,
Yes,
and
it
not
was.
just
It was
and not just like a million wrestlers from the United States.
Yes.
It was like Ric Flair versus I can't even remember. I have to go back and watch it. But Eric Bischoff on 83 Weeks talked about it because he was the executive producer at the time.
Mm.
So if you
There
haven't
is
seen
one-
that, go check it out. What's that?
There is one thing that WWE just announced that I'm actually kind of excited for.
Yeah, it's got 205 Live and I ain't gonna watch it.
Dude, I love 205 Live, but what's wrong with you?
It's all the high flyers. You gotta remember.
Oh yeah, you don't like high flyers.
Yes.
But I mean, but you also got to remember it.
JP's bland.
But you also got to remember, JP, that it has NXT UK, which has a lot more technical and hard hitting.
I know,
He
but
doesn't like UK
it's
either.
it's
What is
boring.
wrong with
He
you?
doesn't like British strong style. He likes
it's-
Japanese
it's-
strong style.
Like Pete
Oh,
Dunne,
gotcha.
Pete Dunne it's too slow for me.
Mm.
95, guys.
Stargate 95? Okay,
Yeah,
thank
go
you.
check out Starrcade 95. They had New Japan versus WCW, and they worked together.
I'm gonna have to look it up. Hey Chuck, can you do me a favor and send that in my DMs because I will forget in 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'll send you the Wikipedia page I found it on. So
Okay.
I do want to say this real fast.
Go right ahead,
move
Bobby.
on. I'd like to give that Bullet Club bunny a ravishing night of disappointment.
Oh my God, that she's probably one of the only females that I would totally have sex with. Like, not even kidding.
She's beautiful.
She is absolutely gorgeous, and I can't. the life of me, I'm like, why the fuck are you with what's his name? Hiroshima Tanahashi or not Tanahashi? The Takahashi.
Takahashi.
What's his Hiromu
Hiromu
Takahashi? Yeah. Okay, wait. Who's the one that broke his neck? Because he was a Takahashi too,
That
wasn't
is Yoshihashi.
Yeah.
No, Yoshihashi is the one that just got a haircut.
Yeah, but he just came back from injury.
No. I'm talking about the one that broke his neck right before, or it was either right before or right after Dominion last year.
That's Yoshi.
He's a younger guy. He looks just like D Moon. What the hell is that guy's name in NXT that we made fun of that looked like the pest? Kono Reeves. He looks just like Kono Reeves, except Japanese.
Okay, I have to look at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think his last name is Takahashi as well, but I don't know. I get confused sometimes with all of their
Have
names.
you watched New Year's Dash yet?
Yes.
What'd you think?
That one was great.
I thought it was better than Wrestle Kingdom.
I watched it with Basement and Cardinal, and the one thing, I mean, it was a lot of three on three, a lot of tag team matches, whatever. But I love that fact because WWE, what WWE is lacking, New Japan brings. So like WWE is lacking decent tag events. New Japan always has great tag events. I mean, for Christ's sake, they have like what, 2 tournaments a year that is solely dedicated to their tag division.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The Junior Tag Team Cup and the New Japan Tag Team. I can't remember what. All I know is that Ito and Sonata won it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, Super Junior Cup they just won.
Yeah, that's.
But their tag team and even their 3 on 3, like their faction wrestling is just great. Like you see, WWE is doing a lot of 3 on 3 matches now too. But I don't know why, but it's nowhere near, for me anyway, it's nowhere near New Japan level.
Right. No, and I agree. WWE is failing at all levels in their tag team division, and now they're doing a women's tag team.
Yeah. Crush them too.
Which that's another point I want to touch on real quick here. Don't say anything. The women's division is not strong enough just to support the 2 women's champions that they have right now. What makes them think it's going to be strong enough to handle a tag team division?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's asking a question.
Oh, she said don't say anything, so I was
I was
like,
pointing to JP. Yeah, I was pointing at JP. He said,
oh,
he
gotcha.
said no
I didn't
for
see that. I thought you were talking to us.
to
I'm like,
say
I'm not going to
anything.
say. But no, I completely agree with you. Like that, there's not enough women in the main roster period to have a tag division, in my opinion. Let alone be able to make that tag division shine. And they don't have anybody that can make the regular tag division shine, so there's no way that they're going to be able to do it with the females.
Well, actually, they do on both shows. You have AAP and you have Sanity, 2 fresh teams that they are not showcasing. It's the same 3 teams on both shows.
Yeah, I didn't mean like the stars. I meant like the writers and shit. Like they don't know how to showcase tag teams. They just don't. And I think that's why I like New Japan so much, because New Japan focuses a lot less on the robotics. They focus a lot less on like the robotic scripting and a lot more on the tag team wrestling. And they leave it up to the tag teams themselves to come up with the promos and all of that stuff. And a lot of times, especially with like GOD, Juice and David Finlay,
Yep.
Finn Juice, you see they can come up with the best promos. And they don't do them backstage or anything like that. They do them right in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's telling the story in the ring. And I really like that. That's one aspect that really drew me to New Japan. And even with the whole AEW and all that shit, like I'm still going to watch New Japan because they just have certain aspects and certain stars there that are going to draw me there, like Okada and Jay White.
Right.
You know, Switchblade. I'm waiting to see. I think Switchblade is the next in line to be the new Kenny Omega,
Yes,
personally.
you are correct. They're building him to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
I'm kind of
mean,
disappointed that Kushida's. I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm kind of disappointed that Kushida is leaving because I know they wanted Kushida to take over for like they were really hoping that he was gonna be the next like big time junior junior heavyweight, but that just for some odd reason never really took off like they thought it would.
Well, I think the rivalry that him and Takahashi had, you know what I'm talking about. That's the guy you're talking about that broke his neck.
Takahashi.
Takahashi.
Yeah.
Hiromu Takahashi. He should be, if he ever comes back, he should be the future of the junior tag team, the junior heavyweight division.
Mm-hmm.
That kid, that guy is fucking amazing.
Yes, he is. But okay, back up a second, because okay, his name is Hiromu Takahashi.
Yes.
What the fuck is the dude's name with the bunny?
The bunny?
Yes, like is it Hiroshi Takahashi? Because it's something Takahashi.
Give me a second.
Like legit, the names are too close. I'm sorry?
So while we look that up, I have two questions.
Sure.
So first off, thank you guys for telling me what's going on with Omega, because the way it sounded, I thought he was saying I've done it all, I've seen it all, it's time for me to go. 'Cause that's what it sounded like to
He
me.
said he's taking a sabbatical, essentially.
I think that, and he didn't just say that for NJPW either. He said that all of wrestling. So I think that he's going to take some time off and then maybe
So
6
he's
months,
got
a year, or
nagging
whatever.
injuries. With the career he's had, he's got to have some nagging injuries that he wants to heal
Yeah.
up. So he'll probably take like a year off.
You know, one person that I really believe needs to take some time away is Big Mike. Or I'm sorry, not Big Mike. Evil, because I know he's hot right now, but he has that torn bicep that he never got fixed. And you like in the matches, you can tell that torn bicep is it's still bothering him.
It's probably not healing properly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he never takes any time off, so. And he never had surgery after it got torn either. He's been working for, what did they say, over a year? I think it was, with a torn bicep.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yujiro Taka. Yeah, it's Yujiro
Yujiro.
Takahashi.
Yujiro, that's what it is. Okay, I knew it was something Takahashi, but it's not Hiromu, because Hiromu is the one that broke his neck.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question is, since the All-In event went long, was it because of Okada's scroll, or was it because of Joey Ryan stuff at the end?
That he had some. He might have. I don't know.
According to the Young Bucks Twitter page, like right after, because they had commented, "Well, we just finished that in just like 15 seconds, I think, or something remaining." According to them, it was because of the Marty Scurll and Okada match. Like they went longer than they were supposed to.
Okay, because I heard someone saying that they heard it was not only that, but because of the Dick Druids, which I thought was funny.
I'm not a fan of Joey Ryan's.
Nah.
You don't like the what the fuck is this?
The
dick
dick flip?
The dick flip?
Dick flip. Thank
Did
you. Like, why could I not?
Did you know that they now have a vagina flip?
I did, and it
Yeah, I
was
heard
hilarious
that.
because the first time that was debuted was actually used against Joey Ryan.
Yep. I seen the video today. I'm like,
It was
are
so
you kidding
fucking
me?
funny. But I mean, you know,
And what's your
there's so
second?
many. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's so many different promotions out there that are doing so many different things. But like, okay, the chick with the tampon, that was too far for me. Like that was
dumb.
I don't get
Priscilla
like,
Kelly? That was.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of
just-
that shit either.
too far for me. I mean, I know that they were firing back at like Road Dogg. Like Road Dogg got shit because Road Dogg said flat out, like, listen, this is too far.
He
You know,
said he didn't like that fucking bullshit either.
Yeah,
I was
and
surprised
but
she
they,
didn't fire back at Jim Cornette, who sat there and basically called her a scum of the fucking wrestling business because she called it "It's all fake."
Well, she shot.
ex-
She said it about
yeah.
everybody. Everybody's sitting there bitching
I'm
about what I did, and that's when
okay.
Road Dogg got into it. And then
Well,
somebody shot back at Road Dogg, and he said, "I didn't like that fucking shit either."
yeah, well, because they pulled out with the Mae Young stuff in the hand, and it's like they didn't actually show the blood and all that stuff.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm a female. I know what a used tampon looks like. That was a real used tampon. Like, ew.
Yeah.
And then my second question. Oh, go ahead.
No, there you go. I was just gonna ask you what your second question was.
So I was rewatching some clips from All In on YouTube, and it was the start before the Marty School match, and it was the scene where he did a little skit they did where he was talking to two suits. Someone online said that's supposed to be Vince and Triple H. Is that true? Because I didn't see it like that.
Yes. You're talking about on Being the Elite?
Yeah, on the All In right before his match, when they're like, you can't do that. You see their fingers from off. AJ breaks their fingers. Is that supposed to be Triple H and Vince?
No, that's guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that supposed to be kind of like a Vince Russo or like a Jim Cornette type
I thought so.
character?
Yeah.
Because it's basically like there's supposed to be a manager that's like bitching at them, but then the other manager is like, oh no, don't do that, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be Triple H. I thought you were talking about on BTE where they have like the mysterious H. Now that is supposed to be Triple H.
No, I heard about that, but I just meant like the thing where it's like he's in the back, he's got his gear on, and you see these two guys with these fingers going like this. He breaks him or he bites him or something like that. And people. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just looked at the chat. Continue what you're saying.
No, I do not want to take
I saw that. People tell me up and down. They're like, no, that's Vince and Triple H. I'm like, didn't seem like it was supposed to be them. It seemed like it was supposed to be someone else, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I think it's just supposed to be like a manager type thing. Oh my God, Rue. Jesus Christ.
Rue.
Oh my God.
I'm guessing you just saw a track, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like trying to listen to track and stuff, and all of a sudden I see doesn't JP wanted to flip Heather in bed, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, the randomness that is this show every single time. Oh Lord.
Oh my God.
Yeah. When it comes down to the whole thing with AEW and everything that's going on in the news now, people gotta calm down and realize they're just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even have a TV deal yet.
No.
There is rumor of there being one, and they're having an idea of what to call it. But again, as they like to say with Bruce Pritchard and Eric Bischoff on their respective podcasts with Conrad, rumor and innuendo. That's all it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So until
I mean,
no, go ahead.
do I see them having like prospects? Definitely. Like that they could very well build this up into a future business that's going to be phenomenal. But like you said, Heather, it's going to take some time.
Absolutely. And again, it's just starting. Any business that's just starting out, and that's exactly what this is. It's a wrestling company, therefore it is a business. It takes time to build that up to get any kind of reputation.
That business.
Gina, I DM'd you that stuff on Twitter.
Thank you so much, because I literally have the brain of a bird. I would have forgotten it. Like, I already forgot it, actually.
No worries. I just brought up the All In thing, and that's what, 5 months ago? It's like, holy shit. So.
Well, they got their next one, Double or Nothing, coming up, so.
It was like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Like, they have this whole, like, poker thing going on, so what is the third one going to be called? Like, Blackjack?
If they're not careful, it might be called Bankrupt.
7-card stud?
Dice.
Hey, that sounds like a porn name.
That or it could be Hit Me.
No,
Ooh,
what?
that too.
That's so weird.
Royal Flush.
Royal Flush.
Snake Eyes.
Full
Oh,
House.
you don't want it to be Snake Eyes.
Oh God.
You dick flipped hair. You, oh my god.
Seriously? Oh God. Why?
It's a Russian chew. What do you expect?
Oh God.
Why not?
I mean, apparently, according to
That's
your
how they
research,
got in that
I
man.
did
That's
flip
how they
Heather
wound
and
up with
already had
Wendy.
it. So, whoops.
Well, okay. I didn't mean to move you that much. Jeez. Freddy growling at me.
Mom.
Exactly.
What was the other thing we were going to talk about?
Well, since we're on the topic of AEW and who is investing in it, we might as well move on to the football topic.
No, say
This year has
hating me.
this year has been the craziest football year that I've ever seen. You have teams that were complete and utter garbage are in the playoffs.
Detroit.
And then you have playoff teams that ended their season 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this season has just been weird. It threw me completely for a loop.
Well, I said it at the beginning. It's going to be one of those years.
It definitely was one of those years. I mean, we got the divisional round of playoffs coming up this week. And I'm not even sure of my picks.
Me neither.
Yeah, me either. I haven't really been sure of my picks all year, to be honest. But I do have to say though, it's gonna be nice. I really fucking hope that I'm sorry, Patriots fans, but I hope that the Patriots lose.
Yes.
Just simply because I'm looking forward to a Super Bowl that does not involve the fucking
Patriots.
Patriots.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I picked them. I don't want them to win, though.
Like, I'm really hoping. I'm sorry?
I hope it's the Chargers and the Rams, to be honest with you.
I do too.
I am really hoping that it's like the Saints and Christ, I don't even know. Well, I'm trying to remember if the Rams are NFC or AFC.
NFC.
Okay, so it can't be the Rams. Yeah,
if
Chargers.
you're gonna go with that, then it'd be the Chargers.
Okay. Yeah, then I the Chargers and the Saints.
Here's the thing with the Saints and Rams, though. If they do play again, I don't think the Rams showed the Saints everything that they can do.
I don't think that they did either, but I also don't think that the Saints came out playing hard ball either, because the Saints, like, they're good.
Yeah,
Rams are fucking the only thing about the Rams is they got the fucking defense. You know, the Rams defense is ridiculous.
You got to remember too, Gina, their defense that you should have seen them lately. Their defense has been pretty solid. They're healthy again. They weren't healthy.
Okay.
They weren't healthy when they played the Saints.
See, the last time that I actually watched a Rams game was when they played against the Vikings, and at that point in time, everybody was still healthy.
Yes.
So their defense was ridiculously good.
Yeah, and they're all healthy again. And
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs.
Last 3 weeks, they've been pretty good.
I would love to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but I don't think it's going to happen because their defense is weak now.
Aru Chinchu.
God, what did you do now? Oh, Aru, you and your dick flip. Stop it. Jesus Christ.
But I'm
Don't
definitely
forget the lotion.
Oh.
It puts the lotion on its dick.
or it gets
Or
the
else it
hose
gets the
again.
hose again.
But I'm really hoping that we do see a Super Bowl without the Patriots, because frankly, 4 years in a row is fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
I think it's going to
And
be the Rams and the Chargers.
I'm sorry, but I just don't think that the Patriots have played well enough this year to be in the fucking Super Bowl. I know that they're in the playoffs, and there's a reason they're there. But compared to past years, like, the Patriots are just not
They're not
on par this year.
They are nowhere near what they were.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
And
And I
even
honestly
Steelers
think that
this
the
year
only
were
reason,
nowhere near what they were.
yeah, well, I think that the only reason why the Patriots are in the playoffs now is because other teams were nowhere near what they were supposed to be. You know what I mean? So
The
there was a lot
Patriots,
of teams that were just shitty.
pretty much the Patriots had the easiest schedule out of everybody, I think.
they had the weakest division. They had
As
6
far
games.
as as far as teams that they had to play.
Yes. I mean, they beaten some pretty good teams. They beat the Chiefs. No, they didn't beat the Chiefs. They beat who's the team? Didn't they beat the Ravens or the Steelers? Right? They beat the Steelers. Who are
Yes.
decent. I mean, they're good. They're still good. They just didn't make the playoffs. Who won the AFC South last year? Titans. They lost to the Titans.
Wait, did they? I thought the Falcons won last year to the AFC South.
Mm-mm. The AFC South. Not
That's
the
what
NFC.
you said.
Not
Yeah.
the NFC South. The Falcons are in the NFC.
Oh yeah, never mind. I'm legit. I'm not even lying. I barely know anything about the AFC teams because all the teams I watch are NFC because that's usually the only games that we get here
Right.
is NFC games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the AFC West, they beat the Chiefs, I think. I think they did beat the Chiefs. Can't remember. But they've beaten some good teams, but they've lost to some pretty bad teams, too.
Exactly my point.
So they're getting old.
Not they're getting old. Brady's getting old.
Well, they're not young on the offensive line either. They're getting up there in age.
So here's my question: do you guys think that when Tom Brady retires, that Bill Belichick will also retire?
I wouldn't be surprised if Bill Belichick retires at the end of the year.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's time. I mean, you know, the poor guy, like he's been yelling so much on the sidelines for how many years now? He's gonna have a heart attack if he doesn't retire pretty soon.
Yeah, he's got to deal with a crybaby in Tom Brady.
Who yells
Right.
back?
Yeah, he yells at coaches. That drives me fucking nuts.
Well, you know, it's JP. You're gonna hate me for this, but it's really no. Well, it is a little different because Aaron Rodgers doesn't yell at the coaches, no, but Aaron Rodgers had his hand in Mark McCarthy's dismissal too.
I don't think
So, I don't know. According to some stuff that I read, it was
Yeah,
like
that-
him. Apparently, him and Mike McCarthy were not getting along very well, which surprised the hell out of me.
Let me tell you something about Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. Them two.
And he'll
always-
take about 20 minutes to do so.
Oh, shut the fuck up. No, they always, at the beginning of the year, they always have differences of opinions.
Mhm.
Always. Every year. Every year. It's the same thing. If that was the case, he would have been gone like 5 years ago.
I love how JP is really emphasizing the S at the end of that. Like, always is.
Yeah.
So I don't think he had anything to do with him being fired at all.
Yeah.
I
I still don't understand why they let the poor guy go during the middle of the season.
Yeah,
It's like, come on,
That was
man.
a rush
I can
decision.
understand at the end of the year, but at the beginning, in the middle of the season, is stupid.
To me, that was very disrespectful
It
because
was.
Mike McCarthy's been with the Packers for a very long time, and to release him the way that they did, especially with no warning whatsoever, like they released him literally right after a game.
Exactly.
That was ridiculous.
It's like his pink slip was waiting there for him on the desk in the locker room. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's sad. They did the following Monday. The team, he came in and said goodbye to the team. They gave him a standing ovation. So to say that he had lost the locker room is fucking silly.
And then they went on to have the same fucking problem. So that's a player problem, not a coach problem.
Yeah, and I talked.
Exactly.
Yeah, I talked a lot about that on Sideline Study Podcast.
So
Hey, where'd Bobbit go?
I don't know. He
I
just
know
got
where
up and
he went.
ran.
I know where he went. I know where he went.
Either he had to pee or he was hungry. One of the two.
I can almost guarantee he's talking to Drew about the Jamie Claus thing.
Oh.
Cool.
Gotcha.
And the Russian shoe got us again in the chat.
Oh God. No, I need icy hot. What the fuck?
That's just
Aru,
weird.
you're a weird guy.
That's weird.
But I love it. Strange.
You put Bengay on the skin.
I can't believe she's holding her head up already.
I know.
Well,
Right.
she was turning it the other day. Yesterday, was it?
Yeah. She's rolling up on her
It just-
side too.
Oh man, it just does not seem like it should. Like it's. You know what I'm. You're her parents. You know what I'm saying.
Yes. It's way too soon.
Like
It's way too soon.
slow down a little bit.
Yep.
My granddaughter's already rolling over.
Belly to back and back to belly.
Now your granddaughter is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 2 or 3 months
She's
older than Wendy.
3 months older.
Are you sure?
Okay,
Yeah.
because I was gonna say I knew it was only within a few months' time.
Yeah, because she's 4 months old now.
Mhm.
Okay.
And this one's only almost 2 months.
She'll be 2
Gotcha.
months on the 26th.
So yeah, they're close in age. They're close.
JP, I bet your mom is having a freaking blast. You know, she has a granddaughter that's a baby. She's got a great granddaughter that's a baby.
Yeah.
I know I would be anyway because you know me with babies.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my mom's coming down tomorrow, I guess. So.
Yeah, she'll be down here tomorrow morning to pick us up, and she's gonna go to Shoe Carnival with us.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna buy.
Oh,
She's gonna buy everybody in the fucking house a pair of fucking shoes.
I don't think so, but
No.
okay.
Just kidding.
I know.
if JP Snack doesn't want shoes, I'll take some shoes.
What did she say?
If you don't want shoes, Gina will take them.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Hey, no. If JP don't want shoes, buy me a pair and send them to me next week.
Hey, no, asshole! I called dibsies.
but next week I have a reason.
It's his birthday next
Why?
week.
It's his birthday.
Oh,
Him-
how old you gonna be, Johnny?
Be 33.
I had
Shut
to think
the
about
front
that
door.
too. He and
Why
I
is
are.
What?
everybody but JP younger than me? What the fudge?
I'm not. I'm older.
No, you're not.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
40 this year.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
You look like a baby.
He acts like a fucking
Thank you.
baby too.
Like what? Like seriously, what the fuck? Okay. So yesterday I put my makeup on for the first time in like fucking months,
Right.
right? I put my makeup on and like I was smiling and I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. Oh no, it wasn't in the mirror. I was taking a selfie and I smiled. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where did those I have wrinkles underneath my eyes when I smile now and I'm like, where did that shit come from?
Yeah,
It
see,
shows
Gina,
up
I don't
overnight.
even fit. I'm not even old enough for your Snapchat. No.
Oh, shut up.
But it's
Asshole.
sitting there talking about age, freaking going through my birthday 2 days ago, and it's like, wait, am I 32 or 33? The fuck?
Oh god, I hate when that happens. The only reason why I remember that I'm 35 is because it's like mid 30s.
I tell you what was funny. My grandmother sent me a text today,
Yeah.
right? And she does it every day. She sends me a text with a picture, usually something like inspirational or just a little funny picture to say hi.
Right.
Well, she sent me a deal and it said Happy Thursday, but it was bright and blinking. And I thought it said Happy Birthday. And I'm like, Grandma, my birthday's not for another week. She goes, look at fix your eyes, stupid.
Oh my god. Yeah, my mom is going through a midlife crisis right now because she just pierced her own nose. Like I had to go and buy nose rings with my mom yesterday. That was a little weird. Not gonna lie. But I was like, first of all, ouch, you did that yourself with no medication. Second of all, why?
She's just lucky she didn't hit any major veins.
That's what I told her, but she's like, "Oh no." She said, I was on Google and I was on YouTube." She said, "I looked that shit up before I tried it." And I'm like, "Okay, but what if you would have hit a vein and then you would have been here and Dad and I would have been here and you would have fucking bled out on the floor by the time you were found?"
I mean, the only thing
Well, that
I've
was a
pierced
chance
myself
I was
is
willing
my
to take.
ears.
Huh?
The only thing I've pierced myself is my ears.
Yeah, she's like, "Well, that was a chance I was willing to take." And I'm like, "For a nose ring, Mom, like you're going," I said, "Mom, I love you to death, but you're in midlife crisis right now, like 100% midlife crisis."
I wouldn't
Because
bled.
suddenly she wants a nose ring and she wants a fucking convertible and all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, midlife crisis.
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting my lip rings back, especially this one. But
See, I'm not one up on like facial jewelry myself. Like ears is fine for me. I'm more of a tattoo person versus piercings, I guess.
oh,
That's one thing I would, if I could, I actually would love to get more work done.
Like
Cause
tats.
I'm not done.
I'm itching.
I'm like,
I'm itching. I want her name on me.
I still have to get Bella's.
I'm probably now 40% covered.
Nice.
I would love to finish this off too, but
See, my main thing is I want to get Bella's. Like I have Austin's on my back. It has 2 linking hearts and with Austin's name underneath it.
right.
Well, after I had Bella, I never got the chance to get her name on me. So I have like this cross design with a blue butterfly and a pink butterfly next to the cross, and I want to get her name underneath it, and I want to get that right underneath Austin's.
Okay.
So I can kind of just incorporate those 2 together. But the problem is my tattoos need a lot of work. Because like my ex did them and he just did a fucking horseshit job. It's not that he did a shitty job like with the drawings or anything. It's just like the ink that he used faded really fucking quick.
Right.
And then when I got pregnant, like the one on my side, it has cracks in it now, because my stomach expanded. And then it went back to normal. So it's all cracky and shit. But they need work.
Which is another thing I'm going to be bringing up on the tattoo masses thing that I have. If you're going to get tattoos on your stomach, make sure you never get pregnant.
Yeah, well, I was told I couldn't have any more kids.
Right.
Like Bella's my miracle baby. I was literally told I couldn't have any more children. So I got the tattoo on my side, and then what was it, like maybe not even 4 months later, I find out I'm pregnant, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would have been needed to be fixed anyway, because like I said, the ink that he used, it fades really quick. And the fist on my back, well, that's a domestic violence thing, but that was not supposed to be nearly as big as what it is. So it was supposed to be like a small fist with a little banner that said "Stand Strong," and the thing takes up my entire fucking shoulder blade.
Of course.
We'll see, like for me, all I have left to get done is I want to get at the other side of my dragon done. Now, I've got one dragon already on my right leg. I want to get the other side of my leg done with another dragon. The left leg is completely done. With my work, I can't do full on like sleeves, but I want to get the rest of my half sleeves done. My right arm's done. My left arm needs to be done. And then my back. And then I'm pretty much done after that.
Interesting.
Yeah. I wanted, like, the lily on my side does not, like, it is not, I hate it. Like, I fucking hate it, because first of all, it was not the right lily. Like, I wanted one of those really pretty, like, pink and white lilies.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? And he did, like, the one that he did was more of, like, the orange tiger lily.
Okay.
Which looks a little bit different. So it's not quite as feminine as I wanted it to be. But like that shit, it's just gonna have to settle, because never again. I went through so much pain with that one. There's no way in hell. It can look like shit. I don't give a shit. But the ones on my back, I do want fixed.
Yeah, I want to finish off my nightmare sleeve. I had an idea for an entire mural on my right leg for a book series, the Dark Tower series from Stephen King.
Okay.
My left arm, I wanted to do a half sleeve of skulls. My
Nice.
left leg, I have the tattoo for my mom on and the tattoo for my dad. So I kind of wanted to incorporate that to be the family leg. So
Yeah.
her name will probably go on there too.
I tell you what's always funny for like me, especially with the line of work I'm in, is especially when we get new people, is every now and then, like especially during the summer, like once I come in from work, because I have to wear like jeans and a nice like shirt and all that when I'm at work. So during the summer, I'll have to bring a change of clothes to work.
Right.
And it's always funny when we get a new person because if you were to look at me, I've got one tattoo that's always out in the open. And it's on my left forearm. And so they know I've got one, but then when I come out in fucking gym shorts and a muscle shirt, I cannot tell you how many fucking times I've had to go, what the fuck? How? What? We didn't know that. I'm like, yeah.
Well, and that's kind of one thing that I'm a little worried with, like moving down south, because it's not that tattoos aren't accepted down south, because they are, but it's where I'm from specifically. Johnny, you probably know like the area where I'm from. It's very churchy, and like there's a lot of Baptists, a lot of Pentecost, stuff like that. So you don't really see like a whole lot of tattooed people or running around, so.
Well, just because you don't see it doesn't mean they don't have one hidden somewhere.
Yeah. Well, like my son wants you can be 16 years old in the state of Louisiana to get a tattoo.
Right.
So he knows what he wants. It makes sense for him. Like I've discussed it with him because I've had the discussion of don't get anything on your body that you're going to end up regretting.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do move, he wants to get a tattoo, but he eventually wants full sleeves.
Okay.
And he was mentioning something about a neck tattoo, and I was like, Bub, you need to remember, like, you need to take into account whatever field that you are planning on working in, because in the state of Louisiana, it is hot as fuck 90% of the time. So you do not want to get like a full sleeve or a neck tattoo or something and then end up having a job where you're working outside and you're supposed to have those covered up. Like you can't you cannot survive in 110 degrees with a long sleeve shirt on. It ain't gonna work.
Well, what she's saying is true. Like down here, like I said at my job, they hired me knowing that I had the tattoo on my forearm, but they told me I can't have any more, or on my forearm I can't have anything that's showing. Right. And unfortunately, it's just always been that way down there. I mean, even to this day, I mean, I've had my tattoos for years now, and even to this day, I still get people that random fucking bitch that wants to come up and fucking tell me I'm going to hell for having them, and I just tell them, fuck off and just go on my merry way. But I mean, you still get it down here.
Now, the ones I love are why would you do that to your body? It was like, well, you just said it. It's my body.
Well, and the way that I look at tattoos, it's art. It's not, for me, it's art. It's just the body is the canvas. So I don't have a problem with tattoos. Now, the face tattoos and stuff, that's where I'm like, yeah,
But the only face tattoo I would get is the eyeliner or the eyebrow.
My cousin Tara, actually, she got the eyeliner tattoo, and I asked her, I'm like, oh my God, wasn't that scary looking at the needle? And she's like, no, actually, you have your eyes closed for the entire time. And she said that they use this like pin type thing to like keep your eyes closed, so that you're not like blinking nonstop, But she's like, no, she said it didn't hurt that bad, and you know, it was literally like 5 minutes and they were done. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's my biggest fear down there is just because, like, with me, I won't get a tattoo if it's visible. You know what I mean? Like, it's different if I'm wearing a tank top and I'm just running around town, but none of my tattoos are visible in like work clothing. You know, because I have the 2 on my back and the 1 on my side.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I did that for a specific reason, just because, like, especially going into the line of social work like I plan to, especially down south in Louisiana, you're not going to become able to become a social worker if you have tattoos that are visible.
Right.
Well, that's like with me. If I ever changed jobs and they you know they had a rule that you can have any visible, it's not like the one on my forearm. I can cover it very easily with just one of those sweatbands,
Mm-hmm.
very easily.
Mm-hmm.
So you know it's sad that it's that way. But unfortunately, I think it's going to be a very long time before people are just like, yeah, fuck it.
I mean, unfortunately, also it's not just with your job; it's also with like the corporate world. Tattoos are never going to be that widely accepted.
Well, and
No.
I think that it's getting better depending on what region you live in. Like I said, up north, it seems to be a lot more accepted than it is down south, and you still have your people up north that are still like, oh my god, you know, blah blah blah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get down south, especially when you're in like that churchy area, like where I'm from, it's just judgy,
Yeah.
nonstop, judgy all the time. Like if like you're walking down the street, and okay, like take me for example, I had fucking when we were down there that last time, none of my fucking summer clothes fit me, right? So I had like shorty shorts on that were 10 times too short for me that I kept on having to pull down because I felt like I was exposing myself. And a tank top, right? Well, not only are they judging me, you have these Pentecostal women that come in with their hair in the bun, you know, in the long dress, and they're looking at me because of what I'm wearing, but then they see the tattoos and it's as if they just had a fucking aneurysm, right?
Right.
So I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at? I'd probably make myself come off like the fucking devil because I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Exactly. That's unfortunately that's part of the problem with the tattooed people of this world is we get very defensive of our artwork. And
Right? Well, it's not even just the tattoos. Like if somebody's staring at me like that with like that judgy look, I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Right.
But
And yes, Aru, we certainly hope that Laura feels better soon. Respiratory infection is not fun.
No.
I'll tell you a funny incident that happened to me last year on Valentine's Day. I was at a gas station, and there was this lady that came in, and she was clearly fucking like she was on something off her rocker, like kind of deal. Like she was drunk, something.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets all pissed off at the fucking cashier lady because she wants a fucking ice cup, and they're charging her for the ice cup.
I would have.
And she goes, "It's Valentine's Day. How dare you do this to a woman?" I'm standing right there. I'm just trying to get the fuck out of there. And so she leaves, and I go check. You know, I check out. I'm heading to the car and all that. Well, guess who's fucking parked right next to me? It's the fucking bitch. And she comes up yelling and like, "You see what they did to me? Can you believe they did that to me?" Now, let me set the scene for you. I'm in a gunmetal jacket, sleeveless. My head is fully shaved, have all my tattoos exposed. And the next thing you see, and plus I'm ginger. And the next thing comes out of my mouth, I didn't even think about it. I was like, "Look, lady, I don't give a fuck what they did to you. Fucking shut up and leave me alone." Next thing you hear, or I hear this dude, "Get in the fucking car." And I have all these fucking people looking at me. I'm like, "Oh," I get in my little Nissan Sentra and I take off.
well, what I find interesting about like down south versus up north, it's like it's like a whole different fucking world. It really is. Because, like, first of all, up north, everything's like go, go, go. Like, everything's always, you know, busy, 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 busy. Even in small towns up north, it's still like, you know, if you, like, let's say you go out shopping or whatever, you're like, you want to get to the store and then that store and then this store so that you can get home quicker. Down there, it's like everything's so much fucking slower.
Oh God,
You know.
don't even talk to me about going to a fucking mall or something. Fucking spending hours in there.
Oh, Johnny, I am going to torture you, darling. Like, when you take me to breakfast, I'm going to make you take me to the mall. You don't have to buy me nothing, but we're just going to walk around the mall
Okay.
aimlessly. And I'm going to be like, we're just going to walk around.
Wait for okay. Now I will concede that I offered the breakfast, but see, it went from just being that to now we're going to the mall. Then she wants me to take her to an escape room.
Yup. Outdoor. We're going to hit up an outdoor musical festival, too. We're going to make a whole weekend of it, okay? We're going to be good.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's okay. My mom apparently is already trying to fucking get me married up, and I haven't even moved yet. Like, there's a dude down there that does like the sewer stuff, and it's my fault because when we were down there, we met the guy that installs like the septic systems and stuff like that. I had made the comment that, oh, he was cute. Yeah. Well, my mom found out he's not married, so apparently she's trying to make matchmaker when I'm still in Minnesota.
Oh boy.
I'm like, Mom, I literally just.
Oh, I see how it is. I'm the fucking scapegoat. What the
Oh, shut up!
No, but you're talking about the difference between north and south. There's also a difference between east and west.
Right? Well, I've never, like, the furthest east I've ever been is Florida, and I've never been west, so.
This is the furthest west I've been. Living in the east, this is country to me.
Oh, yeah, I can just imagine coming from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I could.
culture shock.
Actually, I've got my vacation coming up here, like within the next month or two, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to go.
Come up north. We're all still here. We can make Drew come up north,
We have a pull-out bed. Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh, good
Yeah,
God.
A full bed in the baby's room.
That's what I was just gonna say. There's an extra room too, so like Johnny can have the pull-out bed. I'll take the baby's room because you know I like babies anyway. So we're good with that. Party weekend with the baby. How do we do parties with the baby? I've partied with the baby before, so we can do it.
I had the baby in a bar when she was like a week old. We're good.
You have a baby in a bar. Every time I hear that, I always think of fucking Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a baby in a bar, but it's so normal in the Midwest to have a baby in a bar.
Uh-huh.
No big deal.
In Michigan too.
Yeah.
Arizona, they don't know what the fuck they're doing down there. Oh my God.
It's the heat.
It's the heat.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a dry heat. Screw you.
It's bad. I think his dad did.
See, Aaron just said it himself in the chat. He said apparently down there people want to fucking lollygag and everything other than pay attention to the road. You can't go anywhere without running into a goddamn slow ass. But that's what I mean. Like, you're in Louisiana, so like Louisiana, it's just everyone is so much slower. Even if you watch somebody grocery shopping, you know what I mean?
That is
Like,
one thing I will say about Houston. It's a little bit like that, but not really. I mean, people
Oh,
are
God.
pretty much go in Houston.
Well,
I
Houston's
mean-
also a major city.
Yeah.
right? But I mean, I've gone to Walmart in Louisiana where I'm from, and I watch people shop, you know, and it's like they're just lollygagging, taking their damn time. But if you go into Walmart up here, what I love down there though is if you go into Walmart and let's say you're turning a corner at the same time, like this happened to me with an elderly black gentleman when I was down there, and 3 different fucking times in the store we turned the corner and our carts damn near collided. And the first thing he says to me is, "Go ahead, ma'am," you know, whatever. And we started, second time it happened, we started both laughing. And then I'm like, you go ahead this time. But everybody's so much more courteous. Whereas up here, people will run their fucking carts into you just because they're going so fast to try to get out of the store.
Mhm.
Although down here, you will run into some very interesting people at Walmart.
Oh, I've noticed. Well, we have that up here too,
Oh, yeah.
but
There's a reason. There's a reason why there's a YouTube video out there called "The People of Walmart."
Most of them
Oh my
come from
God.
fucking. I mean, Jesus Christ. We live in podunk fucking nowhere,
Hmm
and you should see some of the people that fucking show up at Walmart at fucking midnight.
Between that and the Amish, dear God.
Oh, them
See,
motherfuckers.
we really don't have a big Amish, like a big Amish population around me. But St. Peter, I guess, would be the nearest one, and even that's like a couple hours from me. But
I
again,
pissed
that's
off.
not a big Amish population. It's just like a small one.
I pissed off an Amish person the first time I saw one. I sit there because I've never seen an Amish person in real life before. I only saw them in the movies, and so when I saw this guy, I just couldn't help myself. But I walked up, I'm like, "You do exist." And he sits there and he just looked at me. I go, "So is it true that like you don't like do technology and stuff? Isn't that kind of boring? I mean, how's the sex? I mean, do you just do it like missionary all the fucking time? What the hell, dude?" And he's
Hold
like,
on, I timed out for a second there, and all I came back to was missionary sex. What the fuck?
He legit
So I was
asked an
asking the
Amish person.
Amish guy, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you don't do fucking technology. So, like, I'm thinking, how do they know the fuck? They don't know any, like, interesting positions. So it's like, is it all missionary? What the hell? And he was not too happy with me.
Well, I assume not. Like, I always just, I wanna like kidnap an Amish person so that we can turn him into Kingpin. Is that? I think that's illegal. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
it's
you know,
illegal,
JP is a good bowling coach, so
but- Yeah, right.
What?
We can just have our own little mini version of Kingpin.
yeah.
Except I'm not missing a hand.
We can fix that. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Just don't make it
I
the
would-
important hand. That's all I
Just flip your
Oh
dick.
God.
Just flip your dick. You'll be okay. Just flip your dick.
It feels a lot better, but good God Almighty, it hurts.
What the fuck?
Did you?
Wow.
Bad
into
that was
this
really
movie.
bad timing, Bob, and I don't know what's happening, but
I don't think he realizes it. I think he's still talking to his mom.
I think so, but that was just perfect timing. Talking about dick flips and all of a sudden, good God, it hurts.
We have a
like
day
on
work.
It hurt.
it's like when it was on Drew's show and Justin forgot he was on camera.
Oh no.
I have put
Yeah.
light on now.
Yeah, poor Justin. That was fucking a little bit
What do
embarrassing.
you do?
I don't. That must have
Justin
been
was
this past.
talking to his daughter, and he forgot, and he didn't know his thing wasn't muted.
And she was very, very upset.
Oh,
Who was
It was
Oh my
very
goodness.
awkward.
His daughter was upset.
that must have been this past week when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was.
Awkward.
Awkward.
But you just had the best timing ever. Could you hear us? Still don't think you can hear.
No, my fucking foot is on fire right now.
What happened?
What'd you do?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Well, you said it fucking hurts right after somebody mentioned dick flip, and it was like dick flip, and then all of a sudden it fucking hurts. Perfect timing. Oh man.
I think
Yes, I know.
go ahead, Trek.
What has this show
Oh,
fucking
I know
become?
you guys. I know you guys wrote the song. I like that song.
Wait, what?
What the fuck has this show become?
I
Right.
don't know. At this, Johnny, you don't. If you haven't yet, go back and watch the older episodes. This is typically what happens to this show.
We're all supposed. Oh, what about the fucking horse bitch this week?
Oh yes, her getting.
Yeah.
I don't know what she did, but I
Yeah,
don't
She
know.
got her
Queen.
Twitter suspended for saying the word cunt.
How does that even happen?
I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
that's not the other bitch that was sitting there going after JP.
No, that's
No,
not
that's
her.
someone else.
Oh no, that's the other one.
That's the fat bimbo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're two completely different people.
See,
Yeah,
no,
no,
okay.
horse teeth. Like she hates me for no reason, and I don't even know her. So
Yeah.
fuck you, bitch.
Exactly. And you want to sit there and live on air make a commitment to one channel and then flake out and sit there and ask
And
that person
cry.
what color lipstick they need to wear.
and fucking cry. Oh my god, you guys, I'm crying right now.
Oh my god.
Stop.
I cut
Yes,
onions this
queen.
way I could actually cry because I don't actually have that emotion in me.
Yeah, and if that was crying, like that
apparently
bit,
you
like
like
she has like
something
an
in you.
ugly she has an ugly fucking cry. I'm just gonna say that. Like everybody has an ugly cry, but like her version of crying is just plain ugly. Like
Well,
ugh.
that's not true. She does have something in her most of the time.
Yeah, corn
Oh.
pop stuck up her ass. Anywho.
Anyway.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm being random. Don't mind me. Fuck.
That's not a problem. But
So,
it's just
I
going to be a
would-
matter of time before that her new profile gets shut down and she gets permanently banned from Twitter until her suspension on the other Twitter page is up because, you know, that's what happened to Joe.
Yep.
Right?
So, hey.
I never understood like how she got as many followers as she did anyway because
Oh,
I've
it's
watched
probably
content.
fucking easy how she got that many
But
followers.
she's not like she's not pretty. Like that's what I could understand it if she was pretty, but like she does with those fucking horse teeth. Like what guy would find that amusing? Because like if I was a dude with those horse teeth, one look at those horse teeth and I'd be like, oh my gosh, she's gonna chop my dick off.
That's very desperate men that don't have a lot of choices in this world.
And like it's not just her teeth though. Like she has a man face. I don't know. Like
Dude, oh my
I
god,
had
dude, no, she cut her hair short. I watched the video. She's like,
oh god.
oh my god, it's a 10-year-old boy.
Oh my god.
Look
No,
at we go.
I legitimately had no problems with her. I had no problems with her whatsoever until she started running her mouth about me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
bitch, like you don't even know me. So like, whatever. Fuck her.
Exactly.
Go sit on your corn cob and spin, you bitch.
What are you laughing at?
She's laughing at her auntie because I'm funny.
Actually, I think she
I
was
saw-
laughing at the
I
ceiling.
was watching. I watch these videos like where they do like show like random stuff in Japan. Apparently, once a year there's a penis festival.
I saw that.
Yeah, there is.
Really?
People in Japan are very open about their sexuality. I mean, they almost have to be when you have used
Nothing there to
underwear,
begin with.
fucking vending machines. Yeah.
I mean, this is even too long.
I mean, have you ever seen any of the Japanese game shows?
Oh.
Yep.
God.
They have where the guys sing karaoke and they have women jerking them off. And if they
Yep.
can't finish the song, they fucking lose.
Oh God.
Or the one, is that your sister?
Oh God.
Yeah.
So,
They put two women, put them behind a fucking like a cloth, and then they have to. Is this your sister? Which one's your sister? And then they fucking fiddle around with their vaginas. It's weird, man. They do some weird shit over there.
Well, hold up. Like, did like the guy fiddles
Yeah.
with
Yes.
the girls?
Yeah, they have to like they start like they go, is this your sister? And they start fucking the women, and they have to guess which one is their fucking sister.
Hold up. So they're like fingering their sister. Like,
No, they're literally fucking them.
Yes.
oh my God, my mind is blown right now. Like I can't. How would you know if it's your sister unless you've actually like legitimately fucked your sister before? My mind is blown. I can't process.
Yeah, this is Japan for you.
I can't.
I mean, come on, this is the same country that gave us fucking technical hentai. I mean, come on.
That's true.
That's true. Oh God.
Between that and the game where where you have to blow the cockroach into the other person's mouth.
Oh, I seen that one. That was whoa.
Or the trivia game where you have to finish the trivia before your friend's ass ends up in your face.
Yep.
But you gotta admit, man, they're creative at least.
They're creative. That's for
All
sure.
I can remember, all I could think of when I think of Japanese game shows is MXC from Spike.
Yeah, which is now Wipeout.
Yep. Which is now gone too. That's eliminated.
When I think of like game shows, with Japan, I think of Ninja Warrior.
Yep.
Which now has been taken over by American Ninja Warrior, apparently.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same concept. It's just now it's all American people.
Except here in Japan, we have real piranha in pool.
Yeah.
Well, that's what ABC is mad because they said Ninja Warrior killed Wipeout. I'm like, well, you kind of ran it to the ground too, didn't you?
Right.
All them game shows are stupid.
Look at fucking JP over there, the no fucking fun police. Good God Almighty.
Well, he's holding the baby, no less.
Well, I mean, I used to love The Price is Right, but now I can't stand watching The Price is Right because like Drew Carey is just no.
Dude, that wheel is sucking the life out of him.
Right.
It's like every fucking year he gets fucking thinner.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
he piss
and, like,
off some random fucking gypsy or what?
I don't know, but like he is no Bob Barker. That's all I can say.
Well, they forced Bob Barker to quit.
Yeah, they forced him into retirement.
Jesus
Well, the
Christ,
guy
it
was like
was
fucking
me.
97 years old, so they probably forced him into retirement before he ended up having a fucking massive stroke on stage.
It looks like he was close to having it a couple of times too.
I mean, the goddamn guy.
Well, I could be wrong here, and I probably am, but I could have sworn that I had heard at one point in time that one of the reasons why he went into retirement was because he had episode with his heart while he was on stage.
Yeah.
I thought he had collapsed on stage.
That, and he was being charged with sexual harassment too.
Shut the front door, Bob Barker.
Yep.
No
Aw.
wonder he kept talking about spading and neutering.
I mean, legitimately though, like I gotta say, like if I was one of those girls, like if Bob Barker hit on me, I'd let him because you know he was kind of a sexy old man. So
And he
whatever.
was rich as fuck.
Exactly. So I would probably let him.
And you are right, Alpha. The Rock's new game show is the Titan Games.
Yeah, and I won't watch it.
And it's not that bad.
It's a big hit.
I ain't watching.
Well,
that
it's
shit.
The
I
Rock.
actually
of
like
course
it.
it's a big hit.
Nope, not gonna do it.
What were you saying, Gina?
I don't remember.
Uh,
Let
but
me
yeah,
know,
I mean, otherwise, like,
the Masked Singer.
oh yeah, that show looks pretty good. I haven't actually watched it, but it looks pretty good. The other one that I like, my dad watches Let's Make a Deal.
Yep.
Which that one's okay, but I prefer Wayne when he's on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
absolutely.
Yep.
Whose Line Is It Anyway was the greatest fucking show ever.
And they need
When
to go
it-
back. They need to bring it back to the British guy at the desk,
Yes.
and it needs to be Colin, Ryan, and Wayne.
Yes.
Yes, when they had Colin, Ryan, and Wayne, and then it was, I mean, even when Drew Carey was behind the desk, but this was
Yeah.
also back when Drew Carey was funny. Like,
Yes.
he's not funny anymore.
He lost the weight,
But-
and he's just like he's lost all his energy.
Kind of like Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Jonah Hill went from starring in, like, these major box office comedies to a Netflix special called, like, fucking Psycho or some shit like that.
Yeah.
What's it called? Maniac, it's called.
Yeah.
But when it was Ryan, Colin, and Wayne, and then they always had a special guest.
Yep.
That was the best. And was it the guy the British guy that was behind the desk? He has a night show right now, like a late night TV show on CBS or something like that.
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
James Corden.
No,
No.
it wasn't James Corden. It was the other British dude.
Ferguson?
Oh, Craig Ferguson.
There you go. I think that
He's-
was him.
No.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't behind the Whose Line Is It Anyway desk.
He wasn't?
No.
No.
No, he was on Jerry show.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the British guy I'm talking about, he was a no name.
Yeah, U.S.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I gotcha.
But yeah, I love that show. Whose line is it anyway? They have to.
They need to bring shows like that back.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's still on.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not the best.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not
I
the
know.
same though. That chick that they have on it is really not that good.
She really
Ah.
isn't.
No. Like Ryan, Colin, and Wayne, they had this chemistry, and it was as if they were in each other's heads.
Yes.
You know, they could read each other so well. And so half of the
Best-
shit that they came up with was just ridiculously good.
Especially when you had people like Robin Williams, special guest on the show.
Mhm.
You had the
Or even
dueling.
like fucking Whoopi, or even like fucking Whoopi Goldberg. You remember that episode where she fucking kisses Colin?
Yep.
That was fucking epic.
Whoopi
It was
Goldberg
funny.
needs to go away, though.
Yeah, I used to watch that show every night. Like I think
Yeah.
the reruns came on at like 1 a.m. I want to say
Yep.
when Austin was a baby, and I watched it all the time because I mean he didn't sleep at night anyway, so I was up. So him and I would sit in the chair and watch Whose Line Is It Anyway.
One of my favorite moments was when Ryan fucking was doing the Carol Channing impression.
Yes.
And he ran his head against that fucking neon light.
And it broke. Yep.
One of my favorite moments was actually when Ryan and Colin, they were acting something out and they were pretending to kiss, and then they got so close that they like actually fucking accidentally kissed, and their faces were just like their faces went completely blank.
Yep. The best. Oh my god. Richard Simmons.
Oh yeah,
The
nobody.
sweat
wanted
and
to-
oh my god, that one was great.
He has the biggest crush on Wayne Brady, and you could
Yes.
see it.
Yes. And meanwhile, like Wayne is like, because it's funny because like Richard Simmons went behind Wayne and he was like reaching his arms around. You know that game that they had where the other person's arms
yeah.
were through
Yep.
him?
Open hands.
Fucking Wayne Brady kept on like moving his ass forward.
And
Oh
then
my
the
God,
scene where Wayne and Richard were the props.
hmm
I just saw Little Richie.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
no.
it was yes. It was that see shows like that you don't get shows like that where you
No.
get actually
Laugh your ass
like,
off till you're
entertainment like
friggin' peeing your pants.
yes. And I mean I love improv, you know, so like that show was just fucking great.
Oh, it's just,
Brian.
Yeah, that's Dave Chappelle's show. That fucking shit too.
yeah.
Brian from Southside Queens says, "Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bit?"
That's off the Dave Chappelle show.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I just seen the greatest tweet ever.
Oh no.
Nicki Minaj's ass out there looking like Rikishi.
Oh no.
Well, you know, she needs to stop getting them injections in it.
Oh, it's just I don't understand like why somebody would want that big of an ass on purpose anyway.
That's the
Ask Kim
fad.
Kardashian.
Like, but why?
That's the fad. They want you to be a little toothpick stomach with big boobs and a big ass.
Yeah, well, guess what? I'm just a toothpick with a round center, okay?
That works.
So
I'm
You
still
just-
a bit round in the center too, from the baby.
take that and mine is just round in the center because I like snack food. But
I'm just round.
Hey, it's like my
I'm-
favorite saying. I'm in shape. Round is a shape.
exactly. I mean, like with me, it would not take very long whatsoever to get back into shape. I just don't have the mojo to do it. I'm just like, whatever, I can be round. I'm cool with that.
Well, because of little Miss Wendy there, and changing the diapers on either the couch or the bed because that's the available surface. I'm getting crunches, so
She's doing that Undertaker thing again. Rest. Peace.
It's like I said, she's the most beautiful little girl I've seen. Yes, she's mine, so I'm biased. So fuck you. But when she starts rolling her eyes in the back of her head, I have questions.
Right. Oh my gosh. I don't think like, I don't think I've ever actually seen like an ugly baby in person. I mean, there's babies that are like they're cute. They're not like super cute, but they're still cute. They're, you know, I don't think
I've seen an ugly baby in person. And my God, I was scared. I was scared.
I must have been a super fucking ugly baby then.
Yeah. No.
Let me guess, Heather. Was you looking through the Wells baby book again?
No,
God,
no.
no.
Actually, a coworker brought his kid in just after he was born, and it was. It looked like an old man.
I do have to say that, like,
Oh.
like newborn babies, like really newborn babies, 90% of the time they look like little small aliens. But I feel like a baby, they really don't reach their cuteness level until they're at least about right around 2 months old, because that's when they start filling out and stuff.
Right.
You know, like look at little Wendy right now. Like she looks so fucking cute because like she's got those little chunky cheeks, and I love them. I love them.
Yeah.
I seen a baby. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I have seen an ugly baby. This lady that like her kid goes to Bella school,
Right.
and every day after school she's there picking him up. Her baby. Well, first of all, this baby is only like, I think she said he was like 8 months old, but for some odd reason his face is like super fucking swollen. Like, and this baby weighs, I'm not even shitting you guys, he's 8 months old and he has to weigh at least 70 pounds. Like, he's a big baby.
Jeez, that sounds like the route Austin is going to be going on.
Yeah, Austin is a big baby. She's 17 pounds at 4 months old.
Oh man, no, this baby, I had to double take because at first I thought it was a toddler sitting in there, but no, it's a fucking baby. And I'm like, I overheard her talking to somebody else, and somebody was like, well, how old is he now? And she said, oh, 8 months. And I'm like, that's a fucking 8-month-old. But I mean, but in the same sense, I'm trying not to judge because, oh my God, I can hear myself again.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying
because he unplugged his headphones.
Oh, but I'm trying to like not judge because I don't know if there's anything, like maybe there's something wrong with the baby. You know, like, I don't know, maybe he has a cyst in his head or something. I'm trying not to be an asshole, but in the same sense, I'm like, that is a big baby.
Hey, put your kid on a fucking diet.
Well, I'm just looking because the mom is like, she's super tiny, right?
Right.
So I'm looking and I'm going, how the fuck do you like hold this baby? Because, I mean, I remember when I had my kids, my arms got tired and they were only 5 pounds. It's like.
Wendy's just approaching 8 to 9 pounds. And I have trouble holding her.
She's past.
Yeah.
My arms get tired all the time because this little fuckhead don't want to, fucking always wants to be held.
Between my shoulder wanting to fall off and the center of my back just going, fuck you!
Right. Oh, babies are just, oh God, it's so hard with a baby because like once they find that position that they're comfortable in, if you move out of that position, then you're fucked.
You are
like
done.
You're awake.
Wait, whoa, you want to talk about it?
Oh man.
She wants to fall asleep, but
Yeah, she was asleep until you fucking started yelling.
oh, now you know how I feel.
Shut up.
Truth comes out now.
I don't care. I'm still awake.
Oh man.
I'm still awake too, asshole.
Alright, with that being said though, folks, we've been streaming for almost 3 hours here, so I think we should end it here.
I did not sign up for that.
Well, you proved you're definitely feeling better there, Johnny.
Yes.
What?
You definitely proved you're feeling better considering how long you actually stayed on.
I know, right? People beware.
God.
The sinister one is back.
Don't forget,
Well, let's not advertise that because some people may want to try again.
Oh, that's the thing. They go away and then they come back again. They're cockroaches. That's all.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
I'll feed them to Bijou. She likes cockroaches.
There you go.
Oh.
But yes, don't forget, folks, tomorrow on Bobbit's channel.
We'll be talking AEW.
Yes, more in-depth AEW talk with This Week in Wrestling.
Gina will be there. And I'm looking forward to it.
And do you want to take over closing out the show?
Yeah,
Shut
JP.
the fuck up, you.
That's your cue. JP, shut the hell up.
Yes, we will have Gina back again with us tomorrow. Also, keep your eyes out on Gina's channel, Renegade Wrestling. She is putting together quite the little team of knowledgeable women, myself included, to talk about wrestling and wrestling around the world, basically.
Hi, my name is Gina.
Come back. I have a question though, real quick. Like,
Sure.
what time do you guys go live with tomorrow?
What time can you be there?
I have a date at 7, so that's why I was wondering.
Ooh.
What time can
Like,
you
it
be
literally just I just got confirmed.
What time will we be home?
I don't know.
There's nothing going. The only
Depends
thing
on
going
how the
on
night goes.
Is Joe's show. So whatever.
Yeah, I legit don't know because I might go to see some friends after that the date is over. So I don't know if I'm coming home.
You can wait until Saturday. It don't matter. I'd rather
Well,
have
no, you guys
there.
do not wait for me.
Well,
Please
I
do not
would
wait.
rather have you there because you're knowledgeable about the AEW. I haven't even seen the press conference. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah,
It's
'cause,
you
like,
and Bobbit that have the knowledge with the press conference. So
because I'm like I'm legit. Like I kind of forgot that I agreed to come on the show, and then all of a sudden I agreed to get a date, and then I'm like, fuck.
No, you go on that date, and then when would you be willing to do it? Oh my good God, child.
Spit up. I'm
Dick is
assuming.
more
Yes.
important than YouTube.
Saturday, I'm around anytime after. I can be home by like 5.
Okay. We
So whenever.
6:30.
Okay.
So there we go. It'll be on Saturday instead of Friday, folks.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Worries.
So with that being said, let's all have a good night, and we shall see you Saturday.
Wendy says bye.
Wendy says goodbye.